Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back in Lexington. We're ready. Blake and I, are so excited to be back again for a 2-day tournament this time. I'm stoked. A lot of talent here. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to all the teams for coming. We're going to have a great day of Overwatch. A lot of talk going on. As you can see, we're in the heart of Lexington, the Cornerstone facility. Blake, you excited?
I'm ecstatic. We were waiting for this for so long, so much planning, so much hard work from the production team, from everyone to get this organized. So excited. We were talking to the players yesterday and the coaches during media day. They're ecstatic. This is amazing for not just Overwatch esports, for esports in general.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially with the collegiate, specifically the Overwatch 2 collegiate scene has been on the rise big time. You got a lot of talented teams. One of them here today, Maryville, actually won the Pro A and the Jupster, ranked 2 Kentucky, right behind only yours truly.
Of course.
Yeah, so look, we're really excited to host everybody here. We're gonna bring a ton of awesome matches to you guys today, and it's gonna be wild. I told everybody, sometimes at events you'll see staff be like, hey guys, behave yourself, be quiet. Yeah, not here. I want you as loud as possible. If you're winning, I want to hear you. I want the crowd loud, and it's gonna be a good time. So obviously the meta is in a very weird spot right now. Like, you have a lot of different people playing a lot of different stuff. I think, the balance team did a pretty good job at the high level play of making sure a lot of stuff's run, whether it be Ram Rush, Rhine Rush, ball comps, right? Winston dive. You've seen a lot of things, especially with the Pro AM really shaking things up. Even Bastion Rush.
It's crazy. It's so open right now, and what's great about this is it really allows teams to say, these are what we're good at, these heroes are what we're good at, and let's adapt that play style and those comps that those heroes would go to. And that's why it is so important in this tournament to play to your own strengths and not to play to whatever meta you think there are, but play once again to what you're good at. And I think we're going to see a lot of different comps, as you were saying, and I'm really excited to see how they all match up against each other.
Oh yeah, I think that's the most fun. That's Overwatch at its peak, in my opinion, right? When you have teams, and I've heard, we interviewed a lot of the teams last night, and I won't be spoiling anything until the matches come around, but we've seen a lot of different teams talk about what they specifically want to play, and it varies drastically depending on the team, what their comfort picks is, what they grinded for years, right? And so that's going to be fun. I don't think we've seen a meta this diverse since Beta 1 of Overwatch 2 about a year ago when that first OWL stage was going on, because this has just been kind of all over the place. But the first match of the day is our own Kentucky Wildcats against Kennesaw, which should be a close one in the qualifiers. It went down to last fight. It was down to the wire, overtime push, so I expect this game to be hot. Got some great players on both teams, right? We'll start with Kennesaw, the visiting team. Kezin, a guy that I've known for 10 years, came from the same Minecraft community as me way back in the day. The challenge for him today is going to be to stay on the map. He's infamous for going off the map in these lands. Went off the map last year. Apparently did it again a couple weeks ago in his previous tournament. But no, I'm excited to see these guys play. They always take it to the limit. They're a very energetic team. As you can see our bracket here, we got Maryville against Tennessee Tech. On top, Ohio State Scarlet versus Blinn, which where's Blinn in the rankings, all right? That's their big thing on Twitter, is they always ask where's Blinn, and they're making some moves. We got Columbia International against Oklahoma, South Florida against LSU, Converse against UC Red, and Ball State versus Ohio State Gray, and Northeastern, who unfortunately could not make it due to inclement weather in Chicago, where they got caught. So unfortunately for them, they are not going to be able to make this tournament. Condolences out to them, and hopefully we'll be able to see you guys next year. But Miami of Ohio is going to get the bye. So give me some Preds here. What are you thinking? Who's taking this first match?
Oh, the first match? Gosh, the matches between UK and Kennesaw have been so close. No bias involved. I really think UK, this is a meta that really favors them. And we're going to see what comes up from Kennesaw. But Andy on one of his best heroes, which I won't spoil, and Justin, which is Hele in the server, on one of his best heroes, it's really just they're next level players, great talents for UK. And so I think they'll barely edge it out, but it's really a 50-50 match.
Yeah, we're about to see the qualifier results too, because there were online qualifiers to make this tournament. I think 70 teams tried to come, so we had to host qualifiers again. This land's even more popular than last year, and hopefully we can take this year and improve on it just like the last time. And we just want to make this tournament better and better and better. And hopefully at Activision Blizzard, you guys looking to host a Contenders LAN, we are more than happy to host that here at the UK Cornerstone facility. We are more than capable, and we would love to do it. So that would be a lot of fun. Heck, I'd cast it. Why not?
Yeah, it would
well, actually, I might have to make my return. We'll see. I got to play some OD matches tonight. Back 2-time. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Listen, I'm gonna lock some soldier, go off the map a little bit.
The 2-time fourth place champ.
Yeah. Okay, first. Okay, listen, fourth place. Listen, I'm hard set fourth, not an OD. All right. Look at there's Kazan and Kennesaw over there. Look at Garchomp, man. No ski mask on. He's fake. Look at him. Give me a flex, Garchomp. Can you hear me? Flex for me, buddy. Oh, he can't hear me. That's a shame. Well, that's tough. Anyway, look at this guy. And there's the legend. Quick shots in the bottom left, right? If they're going goats, he will be on Hammond today. Don't worry. I can assure you that's going to happen. But yeah, so Kennesaw, last time they played, like they took every team to the wire. I remember they had a crazy games against Oklahoma last year at the same tournament who barely made it. There's always travel troubles, unfortunately.
Always.
Somehow, some way, things get, well, when there's that many people, it's bound to happen. But yeah, so obviously Kez and DPS in the middle. My GOAT. He's a pretty good Minecraft player, right? And then obviously Cam Sky as well. Great players all around the board for them. So I'm hoping they take it to the limit. If this game is anything like the qualifier, Blake, we're going to be on our toes, ready to go.
It's gonna be an epic battle, guaranteed as our first match. If it's not, I would be actually shocked.
Wait, Scarcop is staring at the camera.
Those eyebrows. Oh man. Okay, Sam. So what do you? Let's talk about, just while we're waiting for all this to get set up. Let's talk about just a couple matchups. Mm-hmm. So Ram Rush versus Rhine Rush. What do you think is, in your opinion, the better comp, and why?
It really depends on the map, right, and your team's strong suits. Like, if your Ram is really good, brawling with your Ram could be good, but, like, the thing about Ram that's different is that Ram can anchor way better than Ryan can. Like, Ryan is more, like, bulldoze you, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the Ryan's goal is, like, your May walls off the Ram, and he's blocking. Your Ryan can then pin him into the wall, and he'll just explode if he doesn't get droned on time, and you can force the resources.
Oh, what's up?
And that's why we leave the window open, baby.
Yeah.
But that was some good moves, too. Mine are better.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so... So yeah, that's kind of the big difference. Like, those Ram comps tend to play slower, and Ram tends to anchor. And also, Ram ult is just an insane win condition, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the shatters can be inconsistent depending on who's on Rhine, right? But pretty much, like, the big difference maker is going to be, like, how good is your Ramatra? Because he's a relatively new character, so if you have a tank player, you could see Maryville potentially doing it too, although they have Mikey on ball. I'm sure False can do whatever he wants to, but, it depends on just how good that Ram is. And if the Ram is good and he's learned, like, a very fast learning curve, compared to, like, the Rhine, then, the Rhine can be better. The Ram can be better, but the key is, too, Rhine Shield actually blocks Ram ult. So if you're playing resources properly,
You have the Maywall.
Maywall, yeah.
You have so, like, there's,
it's all about the setup.
There's ways to
it's all about the setup, and the question is too: are you going to run like a Hanzo and play for sonars and one shots? So, like, if they have the Ram, the shield isn't as consistent, right? He can't move it and put it up whenever he needs to, like Ryan. So playing a Hanzo into the Ram, Dragon Strike his own off his ult. Maybe the Bap windows too, zone those out. We'll see. There's a lot of options, which is great. I mean, you see Bastion Rush. Where's Johnny, right? There's
exactly.
all the Bastion mains out there. Actually, there is an infamous Bastion player on the way to the tournament today.
Wait, really?
Bonesaw, Bastion player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we should care Bonesaw. So yeah, no, it's gonna be fun though. I think I'm excited to see the diversity of comps more than anything. And I cannot believe he came out there and danced. I said so. That's a clip.
That's great. That's a great clip.
We'll have to do that when Dividing's out here casting with Joker.
Yeah.
That's who's Joker's fit today, by the way.
Listen,
I'm going Keeneland style tomorrow. I'm gonna have to try to outdo the fit, but you'll see this man. He's dripped out, and he's got that Yankees fan in him, by the way.
Yeah. Look, he actually kind of looks like Uber. Uber shouts.
He kind of does look like Uber. That's an Uber fit. It is an Uber fit. So I'm gonna have to bust out the Keeneland coats tomorrow, but oh really? That's funny. Well, yeah. What's up, my chat? Apparently we just went live, so good round. Nice, we're here.
Okay, so we going? No, we got a little bit more time.
We got a little bit more time.
Okay,
I think can we put up the qualifiers results real quick and kind of give people a little bit of a rundown about what to expect from the first couple rounds today, or are they still closed off? Because the first matches, the matches that are going to be happening as this game happens, and Maryville's going to be playing. LSU's playing. I think Converse is not played yet. Converse is going to be our 2 seed. Mm-hmm. Oh, great, love that. Sorry, we're catching up on messages here, guys. But I forget who else is playing around. I think Oklahoma's playing in first round as well, mm-hmm. and I think Blinn is playing as well. So we got those games, and then I think the UC guys and the Ohio State Scarlet teams are going to be playing in round 2, which our other casters will be on. And then we're going to have a little bit of a lunch break. And then we're going to come back with some more matches tonight.
Yep.
Or not, well, not tonight. I think early afternoon, and we're going to end tonight, and then we'll be back again for round 2, going into the finals tomorrow. It is a double elimination bracket after, so you played for seeding in the play-in to get your seeding, and then after that, it's going to be double elimination. So I'm excited, man. I think double elim formats. I mean, obviously, when we had our qualifiers, that kind of gave people a lot of opportunities to play. But I love double elim brackets because the losers bracket runs are always those elimination games that get crazy. Like, no, I love casting winners bracket, but there's always some wild stuff that happens when everything's on the line. You're playing for your spot. You traveled from some people, across the country, right? It's been long travel distances for everybody to come up here, and we appreciate everybody who's willing to travel, willing to come out here and do their thing. But yeah, we're getting ready for this first game. It's gonna be a good one. Do we have a death count prediction for Mad Jack?
In all the maps, or which map?
Because we'll start with map 1.
Map 1?
And we'll have chat try to guess Mad Jack deaths per 10.
Mad Jack deaths per 10.
I'm gonna say he's gonna have like 6 deaths at the end of the first round of call.
I'm thinking 6.
No, like so after 3 no.
Okay, how many people go off the map?
Ooh, Kessin's playing. So
what would be the over/under? What would we set if we're Vegas?
Kessin's going off the map at least once.
So like we're setting it at like 1.5. Would we set the over/under? Like if we're doing betting odds, would we put it at like 1.5 players off the map? Is that what you said?
1.5. Are we allowed to round and go by? It's kind of like counting sacks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's all it works.
Okay, so I'm gonna say at least 2 players are off the map.
Okay.
Mad Jack's gonna get a boot.
I could see that, absolutely.
Right, if he plays Lucio, which I assume it's Lee Jag. I mean, we see tons of Lucio. Mm-hmm. Aspect is gone, went to the bath. Who goes to the bathroom while you're on stage? You and I didn't do that. Come on, man.
What are we doing?
What are we doing guys? What are we doing here? But either way, it's a beautiful day here in Lexington, 65 degrees, going to be warm. A little bit of wind, tough storms last night, but we got all the rain out of the way for a beautiful Saturday and a nice Sunday. And then Keeneland opening weekend is next week, which I am stoked for. I'm a big Keeneland guy. I love the track. I love the tradition here. The Kentucky Derby, longest running American sport event ever. And I think we're heading into the match now.
Let's go. Super excited.
Do you have game audio?
No.
We have. Oh, there we go. We got it.
Okay,
Sweet.
nice.
All right, guys. Well, welcome to map 1. Here we go. UK Blue versus Kennesaw State. This was down to the wire last time. A couple players to watch out for. Helly, Justin, an absolute beast. Transfer student from Korea, right? He went to Korea. I'm pretty sure he played Korean Contenders, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Maybe it's Chinese contenders.
Either way, he's going to be a spectacle to watch. And Kezin on the May. Looks like we get our first look at Ram Rush today, which I'm excited for. I was going to say I didn't want to spoil the surprise, but Kennesaw in the qualifiers was one of those Ramontra teams. A prototyper was pretty dirty with the ult, if I say so myself. But Lucio Kiri coming out from UKY and Lucio Bap coming out. Spec us right now, says Butters. Well, Butters, I don't think I want to do that, as Andy has already used his shields. He's not ready to go. So we'll see as we're rolling out map 1. Welcome to the UKY land, fellas. We are back as we are out on the ball comp for now. It looks like there might be a small audio delay. We might have to look to fix that. I'll see if that's a thing or not. Andy going to be rolling in, looking for the PD. Big slam and a nice pile drive in the main. Trying to get something, get frozen by the main. Barely going to get out. Ram Shield going to force him out to the side. His Aspect is on the point. And we'll see what they can actually find as Justin goes down low. They decide to rush out the side, but they're vulnerable to boops here. But unfortunately, is there going to be the first boop like our bets? No, we are wrong. There was not a boop in fight 1. So Kennesaw makes a great rotation, catches out the core of the comp. And they're going to have to make some moves here. So, ults, nothing really coming up here.
No, and I think it was a really solid play by. Actually, we got a swap coming in. We're going to see Alfara this early. We saw it a little bit in the Pro-Am against the Rush. We'll see how it ends up panning out for.
Yeah, for UK here. It's made a swap over to the pharmacy against this comp because they don't have a cast to actually shoot the far. Justin on the far is going to be very, very good. They just have to respect the Sojourn as much as possible as we rotating on the sides. They need to try to pinch this comp here. Big nade comes out onto Clash and Prototyper from Butters as the Sojourn going to be 1. Justin going to get 1 kill on the way in. Tries to dodge the bat. Magic trying to stay with him. Nice little boop out on the side as the bat is going to die in UKY. Going to flip the point here as they do try to rush main into the Ana. Another nade comes out. These could be some pretty bad staggers up for Kennesaw. You want to just get off the map quickly here as Lucio's going to die next, and that's a nice little cleanup. So the far swap comes out. Do you swap off Sojourn if you're Kennesaw?
Absolutely. You need to swap right now. The ult charge change. You only go down to 25 instead of 0. The Sojourn does not match up well at all into the Pharah. This was an amazing swap by UK. Really heads up play. And they're coming up on almost every ult.
Yeah, we got the barrage ready to go. Nano coming up here soon too, and the window is ready for Kennesaw, but I don't think they have an angle to do it. Here comes the barrage. He gets pulled down by the ram, but it's not going to matter. It's 3 kills for Heli. Looking for the 4th. The May is going to die. And now, if you're Kennesaw, you are okay with that because you don't use any ults on your own, right? So you could re-engage, but going out high against the Pharah is a little bit dangerous. This is going to be a tough escape for them as the Nano is up here, and I think you Nano Pharah on the way in.
Oh, look at this replay. Woo, man, that was such a good play. And it was only a 1 ult fight for UK, so they're still also in a fantastic spot.
You got a Nano Pharah early. I had nightmares against Warren TV of that one, all right? So here we go. Post bomb ready for Aspect. Cisco looks for the pulse, gets the stick. That's going to force drone as everybody's low, and Anti-Keza with a nice headshot onto Aspect. And the key is the Nano Pharah. Are they going to Nano Pharah? Hopefully Butters does after we talked to him about it a lot, but it doesn't look like we're actually going to use. It looks like we have not learned anything. Oh, no. We'll see as Andy comes in, has the minefield ready. Pharah low on the point, looking for something, but it can't quite get his Clash is going to get the kill onto the Pharah. And UK, for some reason, that's really, really bad. You want to use those ults on the rotation. That's kind of sloppy play. Hopefully, you see better next time.
Absolutely, and fantastic play from Kennesaw, being really patient, sitting in the room, not panicking, and using just enough cooldowns to get out of that fight. And also, they only had to use 1 ult.
Kezen already gets the entry kill onto Butters, who still has the Nano. Andy's forcing point, but it doesn't really matter right now. You don't really want to be going when you're down, you're on us. So UK looking really sloppy on the way out here. Nice little pull down for Prototype. Andy still on the point, forces the May ice block, so this could be big. Barrage is ready from Justin as the minefield gets popped. The window gets popped from Kennesaw. Looking for the barrage, gets run, trying to look for some more. Can't quite get it as the supports trade out. Butters dies again with Nano. We need more Butters. We need more. BP is disappointed as the Lucio is on the point. Rambo gets popped, trying to cut it out. Sojourn alone in the main, does try to slide away. Andy gets the boot, drops another 1 HP Clash, is going to die. The Rambo gets avoided, and UK is going to flip with 81% to 73. I think this is last fight, but look at these ults for Kennesaw.
Absolutely, but they're so hard to use against UK's comp. The May ult, really, really tough. The beat has to be perfect here. We hopefully are going to see the Nano either probably onto the ball or onto the Pharah. Hopefully it's going to be onto the Pharah.
We do see a Diva swap come out here as Andy's going to be very, very low. Nano comes out onto, I think, the ball. No, the Pharah. Nano Pharah is up in the air. The win con is still established. The pulse bomb comes out. Doesn't get anything, though. Almost gets something as the point is going to get flipped. Beat gets popped. UK just has to kite and try to survive, but they're going to be chased out here. It's going to be close. Magjack is going to die. And I think that might do it for this round. Andy's going to have a miracle touch. No ults ready for UK, but none for Kennesaw either as Andy going to try to set up here.
The Tracer's getting in position.
The Tracer is getting in position to get the first touch here as Andy's going to have to wrap around the backside. Aspect's going to have to get off the point quickly. Steep Dart gets used from Kennesaw, which is a big opening for Andy. He's going to look for the slam. PD on the who's going to die. They might be able to turn this fight. Kennesaw trying to rush down mid, get the targets made, but they're going to give up the flip on the point, which is risky, and they let them flip. Justin has the barrage on point. Magjack is going to die. Here's the barrage on the Dima. He's going to go down. Prototype at 1 HP on the point. It's down to the wire. D-Mech on the Diva. She's going to die. It's just like Tracer and Ball on the point. Can they actually turn the fight with just the DPS left on Kennesaw? Cass going to be low. The stick comes out. Andy's on the Cass. Minefield on the point. Kentucky 99-99. Just like Tracer left for Kennesaw. Kiriko TP's in, but it might be too late as Akiri is going to go down to 1 HP. Tracer's one as well. Lucio on the point in Kentucky by the skin of their teeth. Take the round.
These teams are so evenly matched. This is exactly what we want to see. At this point, it's any indication of how the rest of this series is going to go that I am so stoked to watch this. Great plays, great situational swaps from UK. I think that also Kennesaw had really, really solid rotations. I like the Diva swap towards the end to try to shut down Justin. He was doing so much work, but really the difference was in that last fight, Andy and Aspect toe-touching, buying them just enough time, and Kennesaw deciding to instead split to go get the Ana and giving up point, which I'm not sure that was the right decision in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it was down to the wire. I mean, I will say a lot of mistakes made for both teams, though, with ult economy. Like, I think if whichever team, I think, starts to get more aggressive with those ults and using them more efficiently, is going to be able to win as we're heading into this next round here. Here we go. We're on Garden. Control point unlocked. We got Pharmacy again from UK. But here comes Kennesaw. A great swap onto the Diva Cass Ana. like, again, making those mid-map adaptations is going to be really tough. As the Ana's going to try to cross bridge, which is very risky. The D.Va trying to mark the Pharah up top. Let's see if UK is. Andy's going to go down to Clash. A nice entry kill from Kennesaw to open this one up. However, I think UK might get a recontest here as Camsky is set up on the right side. What can he actually find? As the Mercy, Magic going to get tagged, going real low. Got to be careful as the Pharah going to get tagged out as well. Point has not been capped yet, but Heli is going to go down, and it looks like Kennesaw going to be able to take this one, but an anti on the Camsky who's just barely going to get out. Get some nice peel from his Lucio. Still have not capped the point yet, though, as Andy's trying to stall this one out. With I'm UK, I'm probably just going to look to reset here. Going to have to give up this point as Butter's only 50% to the Nano, but Camsky closing on his. So Kennesaw definitely has a big advantage right now.
Absolutely, and a great swap from UK, understanding that it's not really possible to run with all those swaps. Oh, we're seeing even more swaps going from a Kiriko, but keeping the Mercy, possibly just a damage boost Justin.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I think the Kiriko has good survivability as the cast does come out. As we are closing on the bout, which is why Magic has stayed onto the Mercy here. But again, you're gonna have to play this slow. Anchor point. You're closing on that Valk. Just play slow till you get it, and then make a move. As the Valk engage comes out from UK, but Nano's gonna be ready for Campsite, which is better. A nade comes out. Cast gets stuck. Andy with a huge PD on the backline. High Noon gets popped though. Oh no, Andy. Oh no. He's walking. He wants it. He's gonna look for the kill, but the roll. He manages to dodge. As Andy is going back in another PD onto the cast, trying to clear him, but Aspect has gone down. Heli drops very, very low. Butters 83 to the Kitsune. Can they actually build as Heli's on the side dueling Kezen? Gotta be careful. Kezen trying to stay on the map as Heli gets very aggressive. The stick from the cast. One shots the Tracer. Fair and balanced ability, but Butters is gonna die. Justin trying to turn this fight. Gets naded and he will not be able to. And Kennesaw gonna be able to hold on.
Very questionable decision to stay on the Mercy from the University of Kentucky, and also fantastic plays from Kennesaw of controlling the point and making sure they peel back for their Ana when Andy goes in. Really pushing him away and not giving him a lot of value.
Yeah, 100%. You know, you got some big ults coming up from UK, though. You have Kitsune, you have High Noon, you have Pulse, and you have the Mines. The key for Kentucky is going to be not to overuse it. A Prototyper can save his mech to stall at the point. As Andy's Mine feels a little bit off to the side, High Noon gets popped, not going to get anything, and Kentucky has to use a lot there, and that's definitely not going to help them because they needed to win with just one or two, but Justin always can turn some fights. And Cass is not going to get the beat. No, he is. He's 1 HP. The Kitsune gets popped. Cass gets stuck. Justin's going to be walking forward. Nade comes out from the Ana. Looking for the cleanse. Can't quite find it. Ana's barely going to get out as Clash has another High Noon in the back. Zoning him out. He's super, super low. Nice mage to Prototyper to kind of keep him alive as Camsky is going to die. Aspect barely alive. Has to use the pulse. That's every opening. He's going to blink into the bomb. As the reback. Butters gets Guru squished on the point. Justin gets a kill on the Kezen though. Can they actually clutch it up? I'm not sure if they can, as it's just Andy left on the point. Magic is going to go down. It's just Andy trying to save this one, but I think Kennesaw just played this map so much better. Is probably going to take it, as that is going to do it for round 2. We are 1-1 heading into Control Center.
Oh,
no, Butter's on the point, but I think this is over.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you're right.
Wait, the Valk's ready. Wait, we stayed on the Mercy.
No, it is over.
Oh,
so,
man, yeah.
Obviously, questionable decision from University of Kentucky playing Mercy there and really staying on it for so long. I do get the idea of trying to damage boost your amazing hit scan player, but I think questionable decision and also that map is a really tough. That point is a really tough loss because UK has shown themselves to be a ball team, not a rush team, but Kennesaw have shown themselves to be a rush team. And this next point is basically all rush.
Well, I think that we will see some rush from UK, and let's just say I've been cooking a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna see some Bastion Ram rush here, right? And the reason for Bastion is reasons. You're just gonna have to trust.
Yes.
Why not?
Big trust.
That's for off the map esports, baby. All right, so here we go. We see actually Ryan Rush versus Ram Rush. Prototype who actually started on the Ram is going to come out on Ryan. And no May for UK here. We're going to run Cass Bastion into the May Bastion. I'm very curious how this one's going to go. As let's see, as the Rhine does take enormous space main, they're going to have to respect the May walls. The May does have to use Ice Block early, which means that should be UK's side to go because they're going to be chasing down Kelly, who's on the flank, and oh no. Oh no, there's nothing he can do about that. A little bit overzealous on the side. UK needed to actually rush in and capitalize on that flank, but they didn't recognize that that's when they actually had to go, as the Ram is anchoring on point, getting a lot of damage off, but I don't think it's going to matter as the Ice Block does get forced to Bastion. Oh, the Lucio goes down pretty low, but no drone is ready, and Kennesaw going to take that map. They were able to catch Heli out on the flank. So again, it's a good angle, but you have to recognize when your teammates set up on the flank and actually push and make a pinch.
Absolutely. Even though these comps seem very, very similar, well, actually that changed what I was about to say. Never mind. Still, I think Kentucky, the difference between the May and the Cass is how you want to be playing. I think that we're going to see a little bit more flanks from UK, though.
And here we go on the way in. A nice entry kill from Andy. He's going to look for the pin. Whoa, we got a flying Reinhardt here. As the Bastions end up trading, the Maywall gets forced out. And that's going to be a clean engage. Both teams have window. Now, I think whichever team gets more value from this window probably wins this next fight. The High Noon is ready for Justin coming up here for Heli. But again, these windows need to be valuable. So where are you going to look to go? On point, or you think you go on the choke?
I think we're going to look go to point. They can really wall off the choke with the Kennesaw because they have the May. So I would be more looking to pull back right here, as UK currently is.
The wall gets missed. Going to have to be very careful. Both windows get popped right in front of each other on the point. The drone from Kennesaw is probably better. The High Noon comes out, but it's not going to matter because 2 go down from the Shatter as the Bastion again. UK's window gets in a really bad spot. Like, you need to anchor a corner with it, and I will say Kennesaw's was on that corner, but 2 go down. Magic does have 1 kill here. I don't think it's going to matter, and again, that window aggression does end up winning the fight for Kennesaw.
Absolutely, and also the MTD prototyper with an amazing shatter that really forces the Bastion to not be able to sit behind the shield like they wanted to and be able to shoot through the amplification matrix.
Yeah, so we'll see what ends up happening here as Andy gets have the shadow ready. He's forcing the point. The Blizzard's ready. They're going to be speedy on the back line. You know they're going to be doing that. Blizzard comes out. Here comes the beat. That's a big shatter if he looks for it. He's got to get aggressive with the ult here. Oh, he's going to shatter air, though. They're going to spread out. And again, that hesitancy with shatter is the one thing that a lot of Rhines kind of get overzealous with. Sometimes it's better just get the 1 kill, but I will say UK does flip the point. So they are getting percentage right now. And they're actually turning this fight as Justin's going to kill 2. And somehow, some way, UK still in this. Looks like a 2v2 on the point. Magjack very low. They're going to be looking to flip it. UK is going to come back first because they lost players. Can they actually touch? Magjack touches last second. Andy is on the point. If they force the beat here from Kennesaw, this would be very, very good, but they're not going to use it. They're going to choose to hold it.
They never lost the point!
They never lost the point. That's big for UK, who's going to be able to hold on. Basho comes in, but they're not committing. Come in on the Bastion ult!
It forces the lamp, though. It forces the lamp.
It forces the lamp, but they're going to be able to sit back, and this is going to probably make it last fight. You do have the High Noon ready. Campsite closing on the window. Beat is ready for Kennesaw, so we'll see what happens here. Butters is 70 on the window. They need to make a play with this High Noon, or they're going to be in big trouble this fight, but you have to try to catch both support ults, as one of them is definitely going to get used here, as Justin is set up on the outside. Maywall comes up on mid. Bastion is engaging with the sentry form. Oh, the least are going to go low. There's the window from Camp Sky. Butters has his. High Noon on the left side, looking for targets. Drone gets missed a little bit, though. Ryan is going to die, but Butters trades out. Blizzard comes out, too. The May looking for the kill, does get 2. Kessin gonna get 2 big kills with Justin. Gonna get that 1 kill on the Kessin. Andy goes down, and that's gonna be the point flip for Kennesaw.
For University of Kentucky, that stall was so important. They worked out 2 of the ults for Kennesaw, 2 pretty large ones too. I really see Kentucky being able to pull this out. They're coming on their beat. They're coming up their amplification makes and shatter. UK, it's really in their hands, but they have to be proactive.
This window has to be big, and they have to be able to catch the speed. As the window gets big space, the Ryan's not going to be able to walk. They do have the beat. The question is Kennesaw going to use the beat? They flip the point. They let them flip the point for free. Oh, no, the May has set up. The window is still up main. Shatter is ready. Here comes the beat. Andy's going to go low. Shatter comes out. Going to get 1, and they are going to flip. However, the point was flipped already, so Kennesaw does get the fight win there. But that's only window from UK. They're going to have beat. They're going to have shatter. Oh, they're going to have a lot of ults.
That was a huge shatter for Prototyper again. Just once again, glowing victory from the jaws of defeat. I love to see it. I don't know. This is going to be really, really tough.
Maywall, that's the key. If you can get through the Maywall clean, then you'll be okay. Because the May you know is going to be looking for it. They're going to try to commit. They have to break their wall fast. May's going to get stuck. They actually have to go help their cast, though. The drone comes out. The shatter comes out. It's going to get 2. Here comes the Basho. You got to break the drone. Break the drone. We're going to try to walk in. That's a huge team fight for UK. And that's going to do it for map 1. The old economy finally just ended up favoring UK. And by the skin of their teeth, they barely are going to pull out map 1 here on Liege.
Honestly, possible player of the map was Magjack. Multiple 2 to 3 man frags, especially in that one of the final fights, to keep the 60% barely charged and then keep it going up, which saved UK. If it wasn't for him fragging out, UK will lose that map.
Yeah, that's very true, but also I will say Heli took some awesome angles and engages to force these angles, and when UK actually collapsed on them, that's when the most success was found. Also, don't sleep on Camp Sky, who had great windows, who built, I think, 3 in that last map. He had like 3 or 4 windows.
He's building it so fast.
So Camp Sky definitely had a great map himself. I mean, that was down to the wire, right? And
what a first
map. You can't ask for a better opener. 99, 99, 1-1. Doesn't get much better than that. So, I mean, obviously, we're going to head into map 2, which I'm not sure where the pull is. Instead, if you could answer me on the delay, if that's just on my end, or if that's...
Don't put it in the chat.
Oh, yeah, I'll put it in the chat. I can give you an OBS fix for that later. But yeah, what a first match, man. Down to the wire, just absolute slugfest, which is what we love We love to see that here at this facility, man. We love people putting everything out there, and I hope that the guys are getting loud out there because that's how we want it. Kennesaw is going to be making a sub here.
What are we looking at? So, what do you think the keys are so far between the two teams? Like, what do you think are probably what would you say is the best thing each team is doing and the worst thing is each team is doing?
So I think Kennesaw has been better at ult engaging, especially with support ults.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I think they held their beat too long on control center. They had beat for several fights that I think they could have won, and had they used the beat, they wouldn't have allowed UK to flip the point, in which case that literally let them win the map, right? Or let us win the map, rather. So, you know, I think their window engages were good. And they just need to do a better job of anchoring point. I think on UK side, they're going for double-edged sword angles and flanks constant. That's what you saw Heli doing. You saw Aspect doing that a lot, and Andy going in on big angles, even if they're down people.
Even
like
Majak.
Even Majak, too. Like, they're really willing to commit on those fights, and that's the kind of team that we want to have, right? You want to take opportunities, because you can't learn if you're not willing to take those opportunities. So I'm okay with missing shots that you take, right? Because, you know, the old quote, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So UK's definitely taking shots. I think if you're Kennesaw, you want to look to do a better job of actually catching them on those angles. Like they chased down Heli on first fight control center. They recognized the flank, made a quick decision, and chased them down before UK could actually make a pinch and get value from the flank. So that was a great reaction from them. I think whichever team uses their ults better is probably going to start winning, because the mid fights seem very evenly matched. So, you know, the ult economy and how much you're using and what you can get away with is going to be really important, because UK lost Darden when they used 4 ults on that one fight and still didn't capitalize on any of them. It was just an ult dump, but Pulse was missed, Hainoum was missed, Kitsune was used, and I think Minefield was also used. And, you know, you barely won the fight, or you didn't win it at all. So that's when Kennesaw was doing very well.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things I really like about this meta also is there are a lot of team play. There is a lot of team play. What there also is players making plays. And I know that's like the most like, wait, Blake, you're the color commentator. What are you doing? Like, that's the most simple like explanation ever. But it's actually true. Like, you have just plays like Majak clutching up that fight. You have individual players making plays that that overcome teamwork, that overcome ult economy. And you get 1 or 2 of those a map, and it sometimes turns
Especially on Koth. Especially on Koth, where every 15% is a big deal. And that's what's so much fun about the LAN environment, right? You got to rise to the occasion. And that's where I'm really excited to see a lot of players do that, because there's just something different about being at a LAN with the people across from you playing on stage. It just hits different. And so
absolutely. If you play really close attention, I've been seeing it with some of the Tracer players. If you play really close attention, you could see the aim shaking slightly.
The little shake the whole. Oh my goodness!
The little with the nerves on stage. It's the best feeling in the world and the worst feeling in the world. When you're winning, it's the greatest.
No,
when you're losing, it's tough.
It's okay. Listen, you're still at LAN having a good time, man. I hope it's something that everybody can experience, and we're looking forward to putting more on here at the facility. I'm sure Lexington as a city is going to grow to love this. I mean, we're right in the heart of campus, so we lucked out with the atmosphere, baby. But now we just got to have the players bring the heat into the peers. We are going to go
Shambali.
We're going to Escort. I don't think they chose Shambali. I think it's just the default map before people have selected. We'll see. We are not aware of the sub yet for Kennesaw, but we're about to find out. If anybody could update me on if any match scores have been reported, and we're going to get Default coming in for Club Louis for Kennesaw, which I believe will be the support player, main support, Lucio, or another maybe potential double flex support comp, which we've been seeing a lot of.
Yeah, if they're going to swap, it's probably double flex.
Probably double flex support comp is what I would guess. It's been run a lot, especially on these very linear maps, you know, like even Queen Street, obviously Shambali, like a lot of these escort maps are in the pool, which, by the way, shout out to the removal of map pools. Let's go. I'm happy for that. I miss Gibraltar.
Big change.
I miss Jib. It's a great map. Beautiful map. Winston's headquarters, right? One of the first trailers in the game.
Sunlight blinding you.
Yeah, sunlight. Yeah. Can we just ask a favor of every game company, and can we just scrap the sunset lighting and stuff? It's never good. It's just like give me daytime so I can see you, or give me nighttime, right? The sun in my face. It's, you know, if I wanted that, I'd go outside. We're gamers, right? You know, we don't go outside.
Touch grass. What is that?
Touch grass. What is that? Yeah, I don't want to see sun. But yeah, it looks like both teams are ready. We're going to be heading into Shambali, and this should be a good one. Shambali, I don't think we've gotten the chance to cast Shambali yet.
No, we have not. It's a really, really interesting map. Has a lot of different play styles, but
First is crazy.
It is really crazy. Great job of the map designers and the artists once again. But I really think this is going to favor more long range. More long range. I think this map
It
is gonna
depends
favor
on
more
what
long range.
UK plays, right? If they are they going to come out in Farah? Or are they going to come out? Oh, you know what we might see.
I think Farwich is pocket pick. Oh, I think I know what you're. Yeah, I think we know. I think we know, but they don't know.
We're about to see something that probably shouldn't be in the game. If I'm being honest with you, it's broken. Most broken hero in the game. But is the hero broken or is the player broken or both?
I think it's the player that's broken.
It's a little bit of both.
I think it's the player that's broken.
Listen,
Big old hints thrown
we
down.
might see- we
This
might
is
see-
also going to be like we're building this up, and then it's not going to happen. And then
Yeah,
we're
and then
like,
I just.
but we're so vague that we can make it seem like it happened.
We're not supposed to tell them that.
I think you're right. I think I made a mistake.
My duo's trolling. What else is new?
Yeah, nothing.
You should name change to J3.
Ooh, come on, man. What are you doing? Am I Florida man now?
Shout out my boy J3. Okay, so Shambali Monastery.
I love those transitions.
The transition, yeah,
that transitions
clean,
were
dude.
sick.
Our prod is clean. All right, so it looks like who's on the offense first? I think it's gonna be.
You don't have to guess.
Kennesaw.
You don't have to guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I'm just guessing. I'm just asking, right? And we'll see what comps coming out. Oh, we see the Ash, so we're not going to see Widow. We're not going to see Widow from Heli, although I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out, which will get a little nasty. As Clash is coming out on the Widow himself. Kezin Tracer, as we did guess correctly, Kennesaw is going to be coming out on the double flex support BAP Zen.
Interesting choice running the Ana instead of a BAP.
I think it's a comfort pick. Listen, they don't have a sleep dart, Nano Bob, Nano Andy, Nano Aspect, Nano Heli. Right?
Absolutely.
Again, just please don't, for the love of God, do not Nano Majak. We don't need the Battle Mercy coming out.
Or do we?
Or do we?
They go straight out the
We'll see,
Widow.
we're going to see some poke comps come out. All right, coil cabled by HyperX on the screen. Make sure to check it out. Big thanks to them for sponsoring UK Esports. We appreciate you guys. So, okay, let's see.
Hello.
Sonar Arrow is out. Big poke coming out here. The Bob build rate's going to be really key. Can you land these big dynamites on this choke, right? Can you out build Bob fast on the support ult to get that time bank going in your favor? And we'll see as the Hanzo is going to get a nice little tap as the dynamite comes out onto the Tracer. Not going to get it. Hanzo looking for the poke. Zen on the off angle. That might be killable if UK wants to walk that Mag Jack. Going to drop down to 1 HP though, as they are going to be trying to wrap right side. Justin is going to set up on the high. The Tracer is pushing card and see if they can get pressured out. Kezin looking for the angle. Does get the orb from his Zen. Heli is going to go down. UK's going to have to give up a lot of space here. I don't think that's resable as Mag Jack's going to go for the res, but end up dying. And Kennesaw rolling through fight one.
Interesting swap away from the Widow to the Hanzo. Really better shield break. I don't know. I'm with you about Kentucky. I feel like they're playing too passive. I think when they see a slower character like Zen standing out of position, just go for it. This would be a horrible stagger. Okay, they didn't get staggered.
Yeah, no staggers there. They actually make it out of the hold, but the Bob build rate's not very high as Kezin is going to go down, lose the Tracer to the Aspect. UK should be able to walk and get a nice contest here. Andy is discorded and low. No big ults coming up aside from the Dragon Strike. Andy's going to have to touch, but he's not going to be able to get care from his Ana. He's going to have to grass towards the point as he is going to drop. The Sig is isolated, going to be able to dodge some damage. Rock comes out, cancels his grasp, and that's a big kill for UK as they're going to be able to get the hold here on second fight.
Absolutely. Really not the greatest positioning from Prototyper there. Gets antied and also out of position so they can't even get the BAP lamp to save him. But what are we seeing? We're seeing a Nano here. I think you probably put Nano onto Heli right here, build up towards Bob faster, or maybe you can put it onto Andy and let him go on a flank.
Yeah, we'll see here. So Andy might be able to do some crazy stuff. I mean, yeah, it's a big... Nano Flux is going to be very strong. They do not have Trank ready as Kezin is flanking on this left side. Butters has the Nano, Dragon Strike ready, and Default is coming up on the window. What can he get with this window? If he gets a good window off, the Bob's not ready, and he's going to have to get a pretty big flux to open this one up. As Aspect is taking the duel on the side, has the 2v1 the Hanzo. Recall is forced, which should give an opportunity for Prototyper to walk forward and force him back. The flux gets popped. It's a big one. Sig in the air, going to be one-shot. Drone is out! Can't quite get the kills. There's the window. Nano Sig comes out, looks to the rock. Bab's going to be one-shot. You got to try to commit past that, though. You can't be scared.
Kezin with two!
Off, and the window ends up being better. The key there is that Bob wasn't quite ready yet to actually help Andy walk. You have to try to hard commit on that back line, and the drone was able to stay up for Kennesaw. Not enough damage from UK to break it early for Andy to get the final blows.
No, and Kezin did a great job of making Heli turn around so he couldn't finish off the rest of his Bob. It's quite a slow Bob build right there, but it really does set them up for a really solid defense for this second point.
Yeah, we'll see. As Kennesaw is going to be going up aggressive with a great time bank here on second. Still have the Shrink and the Flux. Bob, Valk, Pulse ready for UK. They're going to have to get big value from one of these, but the Bob is just going to get deleted unless Justin's able to follow up on it on the flank, and he's looking for an angle here, looking for the bat. That's a big kill! A big entry from Justin on the side as two are going to go down. That's huge for UK because now they can stuff them forward and force one of those ults early to help them cross.
Absolutely, really.
Oh, the Bob has to get used. That's really, really good for Kennesaw.
Absolutely.
They can't get the final blows. He's going to be low. Oh, he does not get any care. And they need this stagger now. They need to get the stagger as the drone is used. So it's not the end of the world, but Helly's not going to be there to poke unless they do go for the res, which we do, which is a good res. And we're going to have to back up, get our Ashe out of this fight.
No defensive ults, or you have the Mercy ult, but that's not really a defensive ult. You don't really have defensive ult to stop the ults coming out from Prototyper here, so it's got to really spread out positioning here, and really you got to help Andy once he gets pulled up in the air, because he will get pulled up in the air with this ult.
Yeah, we'll see. So Flux ready for Prototyper. It's going to have to be a big one. Andy coming up on his second. You're Kennesaw again. We talked about like actually getting aggressive with those ults, and they're going to have to. The grasp is used, so he's going to look for the Flux. That's a great angle. Nice patience coming out from Prototyper. Andy's going to get Flux. He'll go down very low. Clash does get the entry kill onto Helly, and then the res comes out, but Magic dies for the res. Butters 90 to nano. Prototyper gets very, very low here. He's going to get full healed on the way out. Dragon Strike gets popped. Trank is ready for Cam Sky. Andy's going to have to use this Flux aggressively. He wants something to happen. His Aspect is going to die, but they're going to be able to wait. And if you're Andy, I think I want to Flux this early, as Ashe is going to go down. Kez with a nice little entry kill. And again,
I don't think
UK
they can do anything.
Just kind of crumbling. Right? Just kind of crumbling. Some nice entry kills from Clash, who's been a big difference maker here. And Aspect does make a swap over to the Hanzo, so we do see double sniper from UK.
Absolutely. I think better flank controls for this third point will be really important, and it'll really help put more pressure on Prototyper, allowing Andy to win that battle.
Yeah, we'll see as Andy is closing on this Flux on the way in. I know he's licking the shops, looking for it. The window gets popped. Flux comes out. Hopefully the Nano comes out of the Sig. The Ashe is going to die. There's the Trank. Butters will not use the Nano to commit. I think it's going to come in after here, though, as, again, UK's going to have to back. They do have the ults to turn this, and I think they should go ahead and try to use a Nano Sig or get some kind of pressure going on here. But, again, UK way too passive, especially with the back end of the ults. And, again, we talked about how important these ults are going to be as the next fight comes out. As Camsky gets the entry kill on to Aspect. The Nano comes out on the receiving end as the Sig gets Andy. The drone's going to force Andy's going to get one. Looks the rock on the BAP. Tries to get the second with the BAP. So 1 HP. Both supports go down for Kennesaw. And that's the kind of aggression with the Nano that you wanted to see earlier. But wait a minute. Is Kennesaw going to be able to turn this fight? They will. The Flux gets popped. It's just the Ashe Mercy. But Aspect's going to get one nice kill. It's not going to matter, though. And it's just Magic on the point who's going to have to live here. The Ashe is ready. 89 to the Bob. Somebody is going to have to touch. Are they going to be able to do it here? 4 meters. Magic briefly touches the point. Gets rocked. Nade onto him. They should be able to survive and stall this one out as the numbers favor UK. Kennesaw's going to have to back.
Absolutely, but really great job of winning. Oh! Kennesaw's going to have to back off now. They cannot live without Cam Sky. God, yeah. I was about to give a huge shout out to them by barely winning that last fight, pushing it basically all the way to the end. So even if they don't cap, they basically capped the point.
Now we'll see as the Bob is ready. A lot of ults in favor of UK. There's a 2-minute time break. Again, the key here is you need to win with as little ults as possible, right? Is Helly putting out a ton of damage. Dragon Strike gets popped, but it's a little bit too close. They're going to be able to hide in a corner. Dynamite's ready next, so they're buying time, but we'd like to get a little bit more if you're UK than just that, right, with that Dragon. So they're going to be blocking up. I expect the Bob to get popped, maybe a Valk. The Flux is almost ready too. And the window for Default is up. Where is he going to actually use this here? As we're going to see as they wrap the corner, there's the window. It gets popped. The Bob probably is going to come out here soon. The Valk is out. Bob being held for after the window. Nice discipline from Justin.
And he almost has his ult. They got to keep him alive.
Got to keep your Sig alive. There's the Bob to stall. There's Sig. Oh my, it's a big combo. There's the drone, but I think the Dynamite comes in from Helly to close out the fight. A nice triple combo from UK to start with the Bob, force the Flux, and then the Dynamite to close it out.
Absolutely, and great job of the supports of Kentucky, keeping the nade so they can keep Andy up, allowing him to build the last part of his Flux. And here we go, we got a great replay of that. Wow, I mean, that's just a great play.
It's a nice combo, but I will say the reason they're able to go for that is because Kennesaw's backline has been so successful with their aggression on this map, right? So right there, they finally get caught out because Camsky's been having himself a game, ton of entries, Default's windows have been great and fight winning and point winning for the first 2 points. Now the Nano is ready if you're UK. Nade gets used early though. He's gonna have to Nano the Sig. I think the Flux, oh no! Oh no, they line of sight each other. An Aspect does get a kill. The Nano, oh, Butters dies with Nano. Oh no. Oh no, this might do it for UK as Heli is on the flank. 1 HP. Trank on the point, and I think that's going to do it. No contest from UK, and I mean, you got to be kicking yourself a little bit. The miscommunication there, very clearly from Butters and Andy, who's not set up for the nano and can't get it in time, ends up costing UK the point.
Absolutely, that was a really, really tough. Just dance behind the cover, not allowing the nano to go through to save and really hold that front line. But honestly, 8.4 seconds. They were getting rolled for the vast majority of that map. I think UK really standing tall at the end. I think it was a good swap from Aspect. Wasn't really winning the duel versus Kaizen a lot, dying early. It allowed him to sit back, do a lot more pressure, allowing Andy to win the tank battle, which I think was actually the key to success, and better ult usage towards the end, more proactive usage from University of Kentucky.
Yeah, and that's again, well, until that last fight, right? Like, you know, that's what we were talking about. Like, those going proactive, those ults is just so important. So, like, we were holding the nano too long. Like, it's, you know, that's a great engage ult to force the tempo so that the backline of Kennesaw, which has been getting enormous value, has to play and catch your nano instead of just getting that window up in the front, right? Or getting the flux off, which actually didn't end up getting anything. So, hopefully we see some more aggression as we do see the BAP Zen come out from UK. Magic BAP. That's a new one.
Absolutely, I do think that is a good choice. You want you want the more mechanically skilled player, I would say, on the Zen. BAP really more babysitting the front line, making sure that Andy stays alive. Good synergy also between Magic and Andy, because generally, like Lucio plus tank player, that they're more one brain cell type of thing. Yeah. So I like that. We've been really seeing great flanks from Cam Sky. Really interesting to see how he wants to play this point.
And also, Clash had a great round last round.
Absolutely.
Clash got a ton of entry kills on both points 1 and 2 to open that up. So, I mean, it can Aspect actually outduel him. We'll see as Kaizen is going to be dueling Heli on the Tracer. Heli with no orb, going to have to back out and get some care. Tries to force the off angle, but great synergy from Cam Sky and Kaizen to actually not let that Tracer get on that side angle, which is just a deadly one, trying to catch their backline eyes. You can see the wrap over here on the side as Tracers are dueling, but unfortunately, Heli and Butters are split. They're going to have to sync up a little bit better as Andy is pushing the card. He's got some good space here. Now, this should open up the lane, the main lane for UK as they're going to play slow. Aspect gets the entry kill on a Cam Sky. Sig, very low. Andy gets the rock in the back, and UK is going to blow this one wide open. Oh, Andy's going to have to play very slow and get some help. Oh, the drone comes out, saves him just in time, but a matching drone comes out from Dewfall, but it's not going to matter as Aspect blew that one wide open with the pick onto Cam Sky, the BAP stagger. Oh, he's not getting out. Not with Heli chasing you down. Ain't no way, but the BAP shift comes out. Orb's there. He's going to make it just barely. Dewfall with a great kite. And now he's 60 to the window. He's going to get out with that ult charge. Kaizen already 75 to the pulse while alongside Heli. So I think this pulse is going to be very important.
Great swap from University of Kentucky. I think putting Justin on the Tracer, allowing him to very clearly be pushing to win this Tracer duel a lot more easily. He's got him on the ropes right now.
The Tracer's on the run. 4 meters to cap the cart. Looking for the backline. Taking that duel aggressively. Going to look to back off. The pulse comes out from Kaizen. Looks for the ego pulse. I do like that. Oh my goodness, as Justin is on the flank. Rock comes out from Andy. No grass ready. Windows.
Aspect another entry kill.
Aspect, dude. Aspect gets a kill onto Clash. He's been having himself a game, but Kaizen is going to get the kill onto Butters and go either way. Andy with the flux on point. We're going to get a Sig 9. The Rock comes out from Prototyper, who stops the flux. BAP is one in the back line. They can't get the finish. And as Kennesaw going to be able to hold on, the window gets popped. Dragon Strike gets used from Aspect. It's a great angle with the Dragon, who's going to get default. Prototyper gets forced out. The Tracer's one shot. She's going to die, but Clash is back. Oh, the window's up for Magic. He has to reload. Andy just needs to survive for 1 second. He's getting chased out. He's going to be very low. Andy just needs to survive. Flux gets used. Drone is ready. Can they actually survive? Oh, but Magic is going to go down. Almost lives. Andy gets the kill on the Kaizen. It's Butters there. He has Trank. We got a massive fight going on both teams with the Trank ready. And that's all the ults that are left aside from the Bob.
What a fantastic fight from both teams. Great individual plays from both sides, but Kennesaw holding on. That's a huge time bank win for them.
Yeah, Prototype really saved that one. Oh,
69! Oh, my
Oh,
God!
no! Oh, no.
A 5-player C9. Oh, my God!
No.
Oh, my God. No. And they had so many ults. Oh, my God.
Prototyper gets a little bit greedy, and I guess there's a bit of a miscommunication there on the side of Kennesaw about who was going to be able to anchor as Andy rocks him off the point. And you hate to see that, man.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see that. I guess we'll take it, but Kennesaw is still going to hold close as if they never gave up the point, and I don't really blame them. Though, actually, I probably would look to back here as the rock comes out, and here comes the Trank. Bob's on the point. They're going to be able to burn it for free. Doesn't really get a good pinch as Prototyper's going to use his grass a little bit early trying to save the Bob. I don't think that was worth it, though. He's not going to have it now because Andy is 70 to flux. But oh, Kaizen with a nice kill onto Butters. That's a great entry for them there as Justin is closing up on the pulse bomb, but both Tracers are going to trade Aspect. It's a great angle. Remember, spawn advantage drastically favors UK right now. Oh, Justin pulses the card. That's a striker pulse bomb right there. Kennesaw's got the back, but Cam Sky with another big entry kill. A nice one from him onto Mad Jack. And UK's really struggling with this corner.
Absolutely, really, the kills are going back and forth, but when there's eating kills, the defense wins. Although they did work out just the Bob. Honestly, I thought they worked out more than that. They both support ults for Kennesaw. Yeah, this is gonna be really, really tough break for UK.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough fight for UK to win. The Flux gets popped early. That should force the Trank as the Trank gets used. Windows ready. Are you gonna use it on the high ground or are you gonna use it on main? And looks like you're gonna use it down main. Both windows get popped for both teams. The Dragon Strike is out. Not gonna get anything. The Flux gets used. Looking for the kill on the Clash. Can't quite find it. The window is still up. Oh, the rock comes out. Aspect very, very low. Cam Sky, a great entry kill onto Heli. And it looks like Kennesaw with both DPS dead are going to be able to get this hold, and this is a nasty choke to try to get out of. The question is, do you swap off the Hanzo Tracer if you're UK? And it looks like some swaps might be coming out here.
Ooh, a Bastion. This is going to be a complete swap from University of Kentucky.
Rush.
Honestly,
okay.
I kind of agree with the swap for UK. They were having a really hard time going through the choke point, and what better way to get it to a choke point by exactly flipping the map with an extremely fast comp using Lucio.
Yeah, but the only thing they have ready is the Bob, so they can wait the Bob out. They might be able to catch this backline in a really bad spot because they aren't contesting high. They aren't contesting high. Oh no. Oh no, you should be looking to contest this early if I'm Kennesaw, but they're gonna have to back up because Andy now can just kind of take the cart. So he's gonna walk forward and slowly take the cart. Oh boy, that's gonna make them walk. Andy just kind of needs to live on the point though. Shield gets used. Here's the Bob. They're gonna have to kill this Bob. Don't walk, don't walk. You gotta be able to peel back as the Bastion is going in, but they're gonna shield the Bob and they let them get the pitch. Oh my goodness. As UK gets a little overzealous into the Bob, Andy used a lot of his shield. They're going to be able to get the kills here. And that was a good look from UK, but like when you start to take the cart, just kill what's behind you and just make sure you're getting your resets, right?
Absolutely. You have one or two things right there, and you either go all in and rush down the supports, which they had an option to because they took the high ground, or you flip the map like they did and you kind of sit back and let them come into you. But they chose this middle ground that really left them right out to dry and the Bastion.
Pulse is ready. Pulse is ready. Let's see. Can he actually get anything as Kezin's on the chase? I know he wants to do it, but the patience as they're going to chase him down. The window gets popped. Oh, Kezin. Here's the pulse. Oh, it's going to go down, but Butters is going to die. Andy does get Cam's got a stick, comes out, but Andy is going to get the kill into Prototype, but they're all 1 HP. Can UK survive? They do have spawn advantage, though. 30 seconds left on the clock. The big amp comes out. Aspect is on the cast. Kezin looking for the kill onto Magic. Can't quite get it as Kezin is going to go down, but Clash does get the kill onto Heli. UK has the cart, though, here coming up on last fight.
Last fight, they have the beat. They're going to have Shatter. This Shatter has to be used because Cam Sky and Dufort are coming up on both support ults, and you have the Sigil, which is the ultimate stopper for a rush comp because it stops their momentum and puts them all up in the air. This is going to have to be a very aggressive play for UK if they want to win this map.
Yeah, we'll see. I think at this point it's too late now because they built their ult up already, so now you almost have to catch it because Clash gets the kill onto Aspect, and he looks like Shatter. It's going to be big. Butters gets the kill. Here comes the beat. The Flux is on the point, but it's not going to get enough. I think it didn't get anything as the Trank gets popped. UK has to save, but Butters is going to get really low, and they're going to split and die, and that might do the map, but Andy is going to Cam Sky. Magic is still alive on the point. Andy going to get 2, and UK, well, they did split, are going to be able to anchor this point, potentially get the cap as Heli gets the kill into Kezin.
That's what I was talking about, though, an explosive play blowing out of the choke from Andy to knock out one of the supports. Man, I cannot believe, once again, UK clutching victory for the jaws of defeat. I cannot believe they've done it again.
Yeah, that should not happen. That BAP should not be dying there. Both BAPs kind of got split out and died a little bit greedy from Dewfall, and he ends up getting punished by the Shatter, especially when they have the Trank coming up. He's got a window from range and play slow in your ult economy.
Interesting choice to now swap back onto a poke.
Yeah, I think they just swapped to rush to actually get out of that choke point, which is fine. I think that poke is definitely better on this point as the Ash is on the side with Bob. Pulse is ready for Kezin. He's going to look for it. Can't quite get anything. Just gets droned. As Heli has his pulse ready as well. And let's see. He's on the side looking for it. I don't think the drone's been used. He's trying to just mark this Tracer. And UK's kind of been getting stuck. They're going to have to get a big window to get in. But Butters gets the kill onto the Tracer. The pulse bomb is ready. UK needs to blow this one open. Bob gets used as they're walking forward. On the point, the Ash going to go down. Bob still anchored the point. They got to help their Tracer on the side and win this one slow and walk forward.
Absolutely, the Bob now being gone, they're losing people. This is a really bad death
but they
from Prototyper. do focus the drone, but God, what he'll
The
probably
win
be back.
con is there for UK. Butters has got to use, or Magjack has got to use his ult aggressively here on the BAP. The pulse bomb can be used whenever you want, but both supports on Kennesaw are only 50%. If you're UK, you have to win this fight. This is the map on the line. The window needs to get used early. So does the Flux, as there's just 5 ults for UK. Can you get value? The Tracer, no recall is low. Oh, the Ash is gonna go down. Here's the pulse from Heli. He's looking for it. The BAP shift gets used, but Magjack dies with window up. Oh no, the Flux gets used on the back line. Looking for the kills, but the drone is there! Heli's gonna die to Camp Sky. The Flux gets used from Kennesaw. There's
Push him off the map!
The Trank is ready. Aspect gets a kill. Just the BAP left, and barely UK is able to hold on.
Wow, every single time that we think UK is out of it, they cap again and cap again and cap again. Really, man, I really like that they're finding ways on each point to break it, and they're not afraid to think outside the box. Can't get past the choke, swap the comp completely. And then swap it back, because you were right, it was a better comp on that last part. So, gosh, I mean, really looking at this, I would say Kentucky needs to build off the momentum they just had. They're going to be attacking first, I believe, because they had the shorter time bank, and so they need to play much more aggressive than they did last time. Really be looking for more opening picks. I do like the idea once again of keeping Justin, which is Hele, on Tracer. I was gonna say to win the Tracer duel, but it looks like Ram Rush coming out for the defense for Kennesaw. Wow, such an interesting swap. I wonder what UK's
win one fight early and hold that first fight.
Absolutely. I'm really interested to see what UK's answer is going to be. They are running the Cassidy, so I don't think UK could do a quick swap to Pharah if
I think they probably
could.
go Bastion Rush.
I think you're right. I think the Bastion Rush would be the answer. Would be one of the answers you can do here. Justin also on Widow, if he gets a nice flank coming out of spawn, could just end it right there.
Yeah, the double sniper. I don't like double sniper into this, but then again, it's also Heli on Widow, which means anything can happen. Like, he's like collegiate striker.
This first fight will probably determine the map.
Yeah, he recognizes it. He knows he can't get any angles.
This
right?
is
So
such
he's
an
gonna go ahead and swap
aggressive
to the
play.
Tracer.
This is such an aggressive play. This first fight will probably decide it all.
I
if
like
UK starts rolling, it's probably over for the Rush team.
They're on the Ram Rush here. The Tracer angles going to be really more. The Casket, he dropped down to half HP. They're going to try to chase. The backline has to get out. If they get this pinch going, it's going to be very good as they're going to be very, very low. The Tracer forcing them back. UK's got to hopefully take an angle wide left if they're smart, but the supports are just frontlining here. This is not very good. They got to get angles on the wide side as the Hanzo's getting greedy. He's probably going to end up dying. The Ice Box is forced early. They probably can't walk on this, though, as the rock comes out. And now looking for this entry kill. This is the opportunity they need as Clash is going to go down. Andy gets the entry kill. The Hanzo on the side. Drone gets forced out the UK. Nice drone spot. A nice shield onto the drone, actually, though, as the sonar gets popped. You have to capitalize now if you're UK, but don't get too overzealous. The Lucio's going to get one. The window gets popped. Dupont goes down. Post bomb ready for Helios. Again, the trades keep coming. Keswick gets both supports. And we're down to the wire. Spawn advantage favors UK, though, and it's going to be down to a 1. Oh, C9! Oh, God.
my
Jesus,
God.
Jesus,
Oh,
don't ever do
my
that to me
God.
again.
Oh,
Don't ever do
my
that to me
God.
again. They did not C9 as they are back on the point. We've got the audio back of the game. It's a big brawl on the point. Prototyper uses his Rambo on the point. That might do it. Butters 85
Dies
to the
with
Trank.
ult.
Oh, no. No C9ing here as the Blizzard gets popped and Kennesaw. Don't know if you guys can see it, is going to win this fight. The Trank is a little bit late from Butters, and they're going to get the hold rounding that next corner, which honestly is still not bad.
Not bad at all. That is just really unacceptable from UK. UK was so many ults in that fight. I was really hinting at it. It's like, if you get like that, playing Rush on the first point is saying, we're going to win this first fight because we're going to hold you in your choke point, in your first choke point. If you win that first fight as the poke team, you come out with the vast majority of your ults and you're in the open for that next part of the point. UK had so many ults that they just didn't use or died in the middle of using them.
Yeah,
I don't know why they didn't use them extremely proactively.
They clearly weren't ready for the setup, considering they almost C9. Prod, is stream still on, or do we need a pause for broadcast? Because we can pause for broadcast. You guys can pause if the stream, because our main screen is frozen. I'm not sure if we can still see it on our side screens though. But if everything's good to go, then we can just keep on going if the broadcast feed is still good. But yeah, so I mean, Definitely what happened there is, again, the support levels probably from UK were not used very well, or set up well. And
it's been killing them all. It's been killing them all map, and it killed them here. So it opened it up. It opened it up for Kennesaw. They have a chance here, but
yeah,
I'm not really. But UK still once again has a chance. They've been showing themselves to be a solid team. Butters was getting more picks as the map has gone on Zen. So I think he's really coming alive. So it's really going to be down to, I just think it's a neutral fight. Which players are going to make the plays?
Yeah, we'll see. So the attack is on the way. This time poke comps from both teams. We see the Hanzo Sojourn coming out from Kennesaw. And again, this first fight is going to be so important here. Whoever wins this first one is going to have their ults first for second. So we'll see as the Sojourn is on the side angle here, looking for the poke down main. And Andy trying to hold it. The Railgun is ready, so you got to respect it. The Hanzo's going to be one shot as the Hanzo Clash is going to die, which means UK should be able to walk with it. But Kennesaw's taking a great angle here. They're very smart. It's like, oh, look at that angle from Justin on the Zen. Nice blink management, getting in and about on the side, forcing them back and buying time, making this last fight, looking for the one clip on the Zen. Goodness! Justin with a great angle, and now UK can win this map right now and close it out 2-0. They gotta chase it. Please chase these to spawn. I'm begging you. Chase them. Oh no. They're not chasing. They're not chasing. They're not chasing.
Oh, they're giving Kennesaw a full regroup.
They're not chasing. They're giving them a regroup. Oh, I'm gonna have a heart attack. I am gonna have a heart attack. Oh my goodness. All right.
UK has no ults.
UK has no ults. Butters gets the extra kill onto Kez, and that's going to be the start that we need. And Justin on the flank. Heli looking for the Zen. Map shift already out. He's going to know that he can get aggressive here. 69 to the pulse bomb. Zen's going to go down to one shot. Aspect going to get the kill on the Clash. Both DPS dead for Kennesaw, and UK has a chance to close out this map right now and win this series as the window gets popped from default. It's still turnable. The grass is ready. They're going to have to walk forward past the window, but they're choosing to back. This lack of aggression might be the end of it for UK. Majak here's the window. Andy with the rug. Most support's dead. Flex comes out, and UK is going to be able to win their own opener at their LAN. Very, very close. And man, I got to say, I think on this map, the entry picks were definitely the difference maker there. That was what they needed.
Absolutely. Look, UK, if you all remember what I said earlier, sometimes good players just make you right. UK almost C9s and then actually completely fails on their offense to use all their ults. But then the players just make plays on defense. They every single time they need an entry pick, Aspect, Justin, like Butters one time, all come up with entry picks. Sometimes your players just make you right. Now you don't want to have to rely on that over and over again. But once again,
what was the angles?
By the way, we hyped up this match, and it was as close as we thought it would be. Like, I mean, every single time UK had to barely get the point, and barely get the point, and barely get the point, and how amazing Kennesaw's attack was looking for so long. The stall out the UK had on the third point, the entirety of the first map too. What a way to open up this LAN. These two teams are so evenly matched. I would love to see them again.
And I would not bet against Kennesaw in the losers bracket. They made one heck of a run last year too. So,
absolutely.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing them play. That's going to be it for map one. We're going to have a little bit of a bracket update for what games happened off stream after this broadcast, and then we're going to be taking you guys to our second match on stage, which I'm not actually sure who the second match on stage is. Is it Converse?
I don't know. It depends on the victories, because I think the only team that gets a bye is...
Well, the second round games have... So, like, round one's played in two parts. So, round one, part two is going to be the bottom half of the bracket.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right.
Which we shall see, as it looks like Maryville 2-0, Tennessee Tech, Ohio State Scarlet beat Blinn 2-1. Oklahoma has not played CIU yet. South Florida lost to LSU 2-1. LSU is going to keep moving on. And obviously, Miami of Ohio did, in fact, get a bye in the first round because of the unfortunate Northeastern travel situation. But, yeah, we are heading into our next set of matches here. And here is our losers bracket of Tennessee Tech versus Blinn, which is going to be first, and we are yet to see who is going to be playing Kennesaw and the other teams that lost their first round match, who will now be playing for their lives in the tournament. Again, it is double elimination, so we give you a chance to make a run in that losers bracket, which is very doable. I mean, that's what we did in Overwatch World Cup, and we took down Vegas doing that, right? It was a good time. Put me on May. So yeah,
listen, sprinkle that in.
Yeah, I mean, always. Yeah, you got to do it. But nah, so this should, don't sleep on that losers bracket. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There's going to be some good teams knocked down there because the top teams in this tournament are just very, very good. And I wonder, do you think Maryville loses a map? I think it's doable. Juby goes on Junkrat.
Oh, absolutely. I think what the pro-am really showed was any given day, if the teams are close enough in skill, they can win. You don't play well, you have a bad game, and the other team plays lights out. And we saw the San Francisco Shock in the finals last year, made up of one of the best contenders teams, like in O2 Blast, lose to a contenders team.
Magic 8-ball diff. I don't know.
That's what we're saying.
It is what it is.
That's what we're saying.
It is what it is.
So at really any point in time, as long as these teams are close enough in skill, these upsets can and will happen. And LAN environments change everything. Because players you think are really, really good sometimes start to fault under the pressure, like just crumble a little bit under the pressure, and sometimes that gives it that extra edge the slightly worse team needs to win. And also, because it's only a 3-map series, you can really start throwing in weird and wacky comps. Like, I don't think we can beat them straight up. Yes, like I don't think we can beat them straight up, but we know they like to run rush here, and so we're coming out on fire, and hopefully we can win that first fight and we can roll it. Exactly. So I really think it's anyone's game. Obviously, we have some heavy favorites. It would be kind of shocking if Maryville didn't win at all, but at the same time, you just have to beat them once. You know what I mean? Like once that losers bracket team gets to the end, you beat them once, it's over.
Yep.
So can you win 2 maps? Like most teams can win 2 maps versus almost any other team. Can you win 2? All right, so it looks like we're gonna go to break. But man, what a start!
Yeah, what a start, guys! We're gonna bring. We told you guys we're gonna bring the heat. So again, we're live here at the UK Cornerstone facility in the middle of Lexington, Kentucky, and we are happy to host this tournament. Thanks to all the teams for coming, and we are coming right back at you guys with some more Overwatch 2 here in a moment. See you guys in a minute.
Leaving campus.
Welcome back, everyone, to the UKY Invitational LAN. This is the spring 2023. Obviously, I'm Joker's Ransom. He's dividing, and we're ready to bring you the second matchup on stream here. We've got a banger of a match for you. We've got CIU versus Oklahoma, and I'm so excited for this matchup.
Man, it's going to be tough to follow up what was on stream just before, but if there's any matchup in this second round of first-round matches that is going to be able to do it, I think it's going to be this one. Oklahoma, CRU are 2 teams that are very familiar with each other. I've actually talked to a couple of members of both these teams, and they let me know that they've actually played each other several times throughout this semester, so there's a level of familiarity there. There's a rivalry that's been building, and Oklahoma, of course, has a little bit of pedigree to keep up with because they did have a pretty respectable performance when they came to this event last year. I think they came in 5th, but coming into this one as the 13th overall seed, I think they are coming in with something to prove.
Yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are indeed. And I mean, we do have an interview here, Dividing, that you happened to do yesterday with one of the CIU players, Benji. Let's go take a look at that.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Dividing, and I am here with CIU. Introduce yourself, your name, and what you do for the team.
I'm Xavier Mitchell. I go by Benji in game and play DPS for CIU.
Thank you so much, Benji. Thanks for joining me today. You guys are coming in as, I believe, are you the number 4 seed going into this one?
That's correct, yes.
Got it right. So coming in as the number 4 seed, you obviously have a lot of expectations, especially as newcomers into the event. How are you guys feeling about how the qualifiers went and how you're going to carry that into the LAN of this weekend?
We're feeling very well. I think that we are very prepared for the LAN, and we have high expectations of ourselves. And I think if we play to the best of our ability, that we can go pretty far in this LAN. So we're looking forward to it. We're very excited.
Absolutely. Is there any particular players you want to highlight as being someone to look out for? Any special strats you might have up your sleeve?
No.
No. You know what? I respect it. I respect it a lot. Tell me, who are you facing in round 1?
Oklahoma? Well, Oklahoma, I'm pretty sure, is our first one. I don't know who our second match is. I usually just kind of personally,
I interviewed Oklahoma earlier today, and they told us that you guys have actually played each other several times this semester.
Yeah, we beat them at least twice. I don't think they've taken a map from us yet.
Oh, man. They were feeling pretty confident. So how do you think the Oklahoma-CIU match is going to go down?
I think it's very important that we win this first match. Best of luck to Oklahoma, but we are trying very, very hard to win this first match against them, and we're very confident considering we haven't lost to them yet. So.
Absolutely. And so I want to hear you shoot your shot. How far do you think CIU is making it this weekend?
The goal is grand finals.
Grand finals or bust for the CIU Rams. Thank you so much for watching. Benji, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview, and good luck to the teams and everyone playing this game. Man, I gotta say, that interviewer, pretty handsome.
He definitely is, definitely is. But before we head into the games here, let's take a look at the qualifiers for both of these two teams. Let's take first a look at CIU here, see how they got here, what led them, and it was pretty respectable. They only lost 2 matches.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty solid squad coming in at the number 4 overall seed, and they do have pretty solid wins against team. Like, look at that, match 6, actually. CIU actually 2-0'd Oklahoma in the qualifiers only a couple weeks ago, and then followed that up with a win against the number 8 overall seed OSU Scarlet, which I can say have actually won their first round matchup against Blins. So that only makes that win even better. So I will say that match 2 right there, that 1-2 loss against Cincinnati, I gotta point it out because Cincinnati are my guys, and they were very proud of getting that win over a team like that, especially considering how well they ended up performing overall. This is a very, very strong team. They kind of pushed out onto the scene when it came to, I believe it was the CECC Southeast Regional qualifiers, where they came out of nowhere to come in 3rd place, and since then we've been keeping a very close eye on this squad and how they've been progressing.
Now let's go over to Oklahoma. Look at this, their qualifiers here as well. And I mean, obviously they're the 13 seed here, so it's not going to be as pretty as CIU's, but still some respectable wins there for them.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this squad and you see immediately, they had to go up against Maryville. They had to go up against Miami University. They had to go up against, like I said, CIU. There's a lot of really tough matches on this schedule. And so I think that, like I said, a little bit going forward, I think this is a team that's coming in with something to prove. They have, I think the vibe that I got from them when I was talking to them was, we got a really tough schedule in Swiss. We should probably be ranked higher than we are right now, and this is their chance to prove it.
Yeah, this is definitely a grudge match because, well, we've shown you they've had to play them in the Swiss round, so they're looking to get the upset to start things off. And, well, to start things off, we have our map to start things out for round number 2 of the games. It is Busan to start things off, and I love Busan. I love all control maps because it can show the way that these teams will like to play, how they'll set up, and because it also can show a diversity of comps.
Yeah, a very big diversity of comps. I will say this particular map does tend to lean a little more towards maybe those poke comps, maybe those dive comps. Downtown has that awesome perch spot up at the top of the skyscrapers that is very difficult. Like, if you're going on Widowmaker or on Ash, it's very difficult to get anyone off of that point unless you go for a Widowmaker or an Ash yourself. So we'll see if either of these teams want to opt into something like that. If it's not going to be that, it could be maybe more of a dive or a rush composition. Those comps are really, really good at being able to take control of open space really fast. Shrine is just basically one massive open space. And then, of course, you've got Mecha Base, which is kind of the outlier of the 3. It's a lot more closed in, so if we're going to see teams run Brawl, it's most likely going to be there.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you there. And I think from what I was seeing while I was walking around the facility, it was a lot of Brawl. I think that's the comfort for most of these teams. And if anyone can get the outliers of the compositions, like the Sigma Poke comps that we'll see probably on Escort, I think that's going to be really the decisive factor in most of these.
Yeah, absolutely. But even if you don't end up on Brawl, if you end up being forced out of it, it's which teams are going to be able to sort of adjust quickly and be able to show that they have a mastery of multiple kinds of compositions. I don't think you're going to get super far in this LAN event if you end up being kind of a one-trick pony when it comes to only being able to play a certain kind of composition at a certain point in time. That definitely limits the amount of maps that you can be effective on. And then, of course, if someone's able to beat you at that comp, then you're just kind of out of luck.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's all about adaptation. And if you're obviously losing out on a comp, you've got to move to that counter composition before it's too late, because this is a first to two, a best of three. You can't have these long series that you can maybe try for the reverse sweep in like a best of three. It's a lot harder to change the tide of the momentum that these teams that win control have to start things off.
And the margin of error is just so thin, right? We saw it in the game right before this one where it was so incredibly close between Kentucky and Kennesaw State. It came down to one final fight in overtime, extra rounds on Shambhala Monastery. If you were playing a best of five, then yeah, sure, losing that map, it sucks, you're down 0-2, but you still have time to kind of figure out the kind of compositions that Kentucky is playing. You just didn't have that time when it comes to a best of three. That one lost fight ends up sending Kennesaw State down to the lower bracket in a matchup where, honestly, I think that if they had had another map to kind of figure things out, there was a really good chance of them being able to potentially turn that around. Unfortunately, that is not the world we live in. The world we live in is one where Kentucky moved on to round 2 of winners, as well as, let me see if I can get this right, Maryville, Ohio State Scarlet, and Louisiana State University all winning their matches in the first round.
Yeah, and that Louisiana State game was nice.
Big, kind of a big upset, right?
It was.
That's the 12 seed over the 5 seed. I mean, March Madness fans know that's always a bit of a vulnerable spot, and unfortunately, the University of South Florida fell to Louisiana State in a 3-map series. It was actually really exciting over on the B stream.
It really was, and I mean, it was a 2-1 though. So we have been seeing more than 2 O's throughout the series so far. I mean, obviously, 2 O's are going to be the predominant thing that we like to we'll see a lot.
Sure.
But other than that, but when you get those map 3s, it just brings the hype so much more, and especially on LAN. Come on, it makes everything 10 times better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And by the way, if you've never been to a LAN before, I would definitely recommend you do it. The vibes here are absolutely immaculate. Everyone is here to compete, but it's also a really nice little social event, networking event. Players who have been playing together in ranked for years. Like, I was talking to someone, I think from CIU, who was like, I have been playing with these guys in ranked. I've seen these names in ranked for months and months and years. And now I can put a face to those names. I can put a voice to those names. I can see these people. It's actually really cool to see players who are from completely different teams walk up to each other and greet each other like friends because they ended up playing ranked together at some point.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great. So if you're in the Kentucky area, I mean, come on down.
Come on down.
Why not? What better things can you do on a Saturday and Sunday?
At least in the morning.
Yeah,
at least in the morning, you're not doing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just come on down and watch some video games.
Yeah, of course. I mean, other than that, I mean, what are you gonna do? Sleep? I mean,
you could.
Fair enough.
That's actually not an awful. I mean, honestly, if I was not working this event, I'd probably be either asleep, or in bed half asleep, but trying not to go to sleep.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely be at home watching YouTube or something right now. But hey, I'm glad that you invited me out. I'm here. I'm experiencing good weather coming from upstate New York. We don't get much sunshine there.
You don't, and this was actually a rough day that you actually got away from.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a team had to not be here because of the weather that was happening in Chicago. Northeastern was supposed to be here, but they flew into Chicago, and that severe weather that hit up there in Illinois that stopped Redbridge from competing in the Pro-Am. Stopped them from getting to connecting flights, so that's unfortunate for them. They would have loved it. They're a very good team. I've seen them compete before. I
was looking forward to meeting them. It's really unfortunate.
What was it? The Boston Uprising Collegiate Cup.
Yep.
And they're really good. They're a really good team. And it's unfortunate that they're not here to participate.
It's tough, but unfortunately it is what it is. That's why we're not going to be seeing Miami, Ohio in this round 1 matchup. They will be effectively getting a bye because Northeastern is not here. That being said, as we wait for the lobby to fill up here, teams are on stage right now, getting set up, getting ready to go. I want to hear your thoughts on the April Fool's patch. What do you? We're not playing on the April Fool's patch, but I think we might be seeing some googly eyes. We might be hearing some interesting voice lines today.
Oh my gosh.
What is your favorite part of the April Fool's patch?
I think it has to be the Genji. If you spam the healing, you finally actually get healing.
I mean, it's what they've been wanting the whole time, right?
Yeah, I mean it's perfect. They finally the Genji mains finally got what they wanted, healing.
Absolutely. I personally really like the fact that Cassidy, when you roll, you actually dodge all projectiles. So it's like you do like a little matrix dodge. That's pretty cool. I'm also a really big fan of Reinhardt being able to fly. So love that for Reinhardt. Finally, I mean, you'd think that with the massive rockets on his back, like
Should be able to fly.
should be able to. I mean, Reinhardt's a heavy guy, but still, like you know, it feels like you're so close to being able to make that work, and finally made it happen.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, the voice lines are very, very amusing. We won't talk about one of the characters, but we were talking about Reapers going happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
When they use Death Blossom, so that's gonna be something to watch out for on stream here. Maybe I'll say it during it as oh, look at that. We're looking at OSU or
OU.
not OU. Oh my goodness, that's gonna get me.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You got two Ohio State teams too. So like technically you're like, it's like a 66% chance of getting it right.
Yeah, but like they're gonna hate because then they're gonna hate me because I'm messing them up with Oklahoma State, and that's just not good. That's not gonna be good. But I'll get that right eventually. OU. And they see themselves. They just said, "Oh, hey, look, Mom, I'm on camera." I mean, there's CIU. They're all getting ready, warming up. I think getting everything all set up to ready to go.
Yeah, pretty quick. Everyone's kind of getting warmed up. As we are quickly approaching our first map of the day. But of course, just making sure we're getting through all the tech issues, everyone's getting set up. But those are your two teams right there. Two teams that are very, very familiar with each other throughout this semester. Teams that have faced off just a couple weeks ago in the qualifiers. And of course, CIU, having won that, obviously feels pretty confident about their chances here. I will say, though, when it comes to CIU, you should definitely be keeping an eye on Zest, their flex DPS player. This kind of known on Overwatch Twitter as a Pharah specialist, but I think CIU has definitely shown that they can still win even if they are not playing that Pharah. I will say I think it's likely that we could see a Pharmercy comp from CIU over the course of this, but they can definitely play solid Sombra comps, solid Genji comps too. This is definitely a team that you shouldn't be thinking of as a one-trick team. They've shown that they can find success on multiple different comps.
I do love me some Pharah comps. It's just because I can't aim. I like to play a lot of Pharah when I'm playing on PC, but because I also use a controller because I'm one of those people. So I love watching good Pharah players, and I'm excited to see if Zest pulls it out here.
I would hope to see it. I mean, we saw it a little bit, I think, out of University of Kentucky in the last game. So you got to try and follow that up somehow, right? So I'm really looking forward to seeing it if we do. I'm really even if we don't, though, I'm looking forward to see what both these teams are going to come out with to start. Again, I think, as we kind of touched on already, Busan does open things up a lot to being able to, being able to kind of roll with whatever you're most comfortable with.
Yeah. I mean, there are some points, like, I feel Pharah on downtown, that can work well. But going into Sanctuary, it's kind of open. It still can work, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's not the best. And then going into Mecha Base, that's just Brawl. It's Brawl Central. If you're forcing Pharah, it could work because maybe they're not playing. Maybe they're playing a Reaper May instead of Cassidy May, so that could work for you in there. But it's gonna be hard sometimes to run it. But if you're a good Pharah, you can make anything work.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just all about being able to play around structures, trying to stay out of range. And I will say a lot of teams do like to play the Sojourn right now, and that does open things up a little bit more for the Fire, because like 80% of the Sojourn's attacks are projectile.
Yeah.
It's a little less of a projectile, but like it's a pretty fast projectile is what I mean. But even so, you were opened up a little bit more because, you know, it's not just like, oh, click on the head and it immediately works. That's not quite how it ends up working out in this case. So I think that there's an opportunity there, especially if you run the Sojourn on the side of Oklahoma. That being said, you could easily swap off to the Cassidy, the Ashe, even the Hanzo. You could probably make it work. So hopefully, you know, again, because these teams are so familiar with each other, there's an element of like mind games going on, because Oklahoma seems pretty confident that they know what CIU is going to run. Does that mean then that CIU is going to pull out something completely different here on land to throw them off guard?
Yeah, and resting on your what you're good at is not always the best thing to do, especially if you know if the teams know each other.
Right.
Like you said, you need to be always have that element of surprise and not resting on what runs. I mean, you can rest on it, but if it's not, if they're finding you out, you gotta swap it up, and you need to be able to be comfortable on more things than just what you're good at.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully, hey, what's up? What's up, guys? Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I think there is a lot to say about just the ability. I like to think of Overwatch as being like the most complicated game of rock, paper, scissors ever. It's like rock, paper, scissors. But you know how you would play rock, paper, scissors like in grade school, where you would like add on, volcano, black hole, whatever.
Yeah.
You would just kind of throw whatever you would throw whatever in the mix and just say, I win and this beats everything.
Yeah,
that's what you would do. There's nothing like that in Overwatch, but it's just like the most complicated web of rock, paper, scissors ever. And then being able to realize where your rock, paper, scissors is not quite matching up to the other team, and being able to effectively swap is the mark of, honestly, a really good team. It's kind of what separates the great teams from the good teams.
I was going to say, you said there's not a hero that just is the end-all be-all. I would like to counter with you with early Brig.
Well, okay, no hero in the game right now. We're actually in a fairly balanced place right now.
Which is great. I mean, especially since Reinhardt's if Reinhardt's meta, I mean, the game's in a good place. That's
true.
That's my humble opinion as a tank player. So, but I think that's a general consensus from the majority of the Overwatch community that if it's good, if Reinhardt's good, the game's good at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I can confirm that we do have the teams up in lobby now, so we are all warmed up. Everything that I don't quite know what we were working through outside, but we've got it all figured out now. Teams are in lobby. We should be getting into our first game momentarily. Thank you so much for being patient with us. Obviously, there's a lot of moving parts that goes into putting on a LAN event, so there is, as teams are kind of swapping in and out, everyone's got their own peripherals, so you got to figure out where everything plugs in into a computer you don't know. So there's a lot that's going on in here, so thank you so much for being patient. But we are heading into Busan right now, ladies and gentlemen. University of Oklahoma versus CIU Rams. Winner moves on to round 2 in the winner's bracket. Loser is going to have to pull off a massive loser's bracket run.
I feel like the chat was just spamming caster start game.
Caster start game, yeah.
But, I mean, we started the game finally for you. But we're loading in here on to Sanctuary Dividing, and well, let's take a look at these the compositions that are coming out right now. We've got Hammond and Doomfist coming out from the tank line.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested because, again, like I said, this is like the big open space. So you really want to have characters that are good at being able to traverse that open space very quickly. And both teams are deciding to go about this in a different way, where Oklahoma are kind of running sort of brawlish because you have the Lucio that's going to be able to really transport the Doomfist and the Kiriko around the map. Meanwhile, CIU are going with that Pharmercy, and they also have Tracer, they have Wrecking Ball, players that are going to be able to get around very quickly without the help of the Lucio. You do have to keep your head on a swivel if you're How's Your Day, though. That Ana might be vulnerable.
Love that name, by the way. Check it in with the mentals of all the Overwatch players they play with, but they're going to come in, and Kasaki already hacked up by Wobbly, but Zest is going to make them pay for coming out of their cloak to send them back to spawn. As Zest in the sky doing all the damage in the world right now, as CIU is going to start off strong and going to try to get this capture, and they do.
I mean, there's not a ton that you can really do about Zest right now after Oklahoma, rather than like a really good kunai headshot from Quinn. Woobly and Revan are playing very close range DPS heroes, so when Zest is up in the air, already 70% to Barrage, by the way, there's not going to be a ton that Oklahoma can do. All that they really can do in this current comp is just try and be super aggressive with their Doomfist and try and get a pick before Zest can.
Yeah, that's the old ignore the Pharah strategy. But right now, they can't seem to do that because, well, maybe not. Lugo and Quinn coming in strong for Oklahoma here. Zest still doing the work, but Lugo comes in with the boot, takes out Zest. And that should be Oklahoma taking this point as Lugo pops off.
Yeah, actually fantastic stuff there from Lugo, and that really exposed the big weakness in the CIU comp, and that's their support line. I mean, How's Your Day has swapped off to Kiriko, but that Ana Mercy, you really don't have many tools to be able to fight off or to avoid. Mercy is not as maneuverable as she once was, but Zest going in early is going to find the tank of Oklahoma, and this is going to be the go button for CIU to go back in, and they actually get a quick flip.
Yeah, I mean, taking out Jeffy on the Doomfist, that's your central piece where you're trying to move in around, and they got him out early, so I mean, you have to back up.
Yeah, very well done there from Zest. Really nice target prioritization. But Oklahoma's going to come back in very quickly, and they're going to have all 5 ults up momentarily, and a nice hack onto Kaseki.
Yeah, it was a good hack, but How's Your Day and Zest are going to be able to get 2 picks, and Zest with another nice rocket to Lugo, takes them out, and sends back Oklahoma back to spawn.
Oh, man, this sucks, because look at the ults for Oklahoma. They have been on these ultimates for a really long time, but CIU are doing such a good job of playing aggressive that they really haven't had the ability to set up for them. Though with 90%, it's now or never for the Sooners.
So they've got to use them now because you can't use them the next round as they come in. The minefield started off from Kaseki, the EMP, and now the EMP is going to be used, and it's going to find 4 on the board, and that should be enough for Oklahoma to get in, but maybe not. They're still not able to find any picks as Benji comes in with a pulse bomb stick, taking Jeffy down. Riven trying to do as they can to try to turn this fight. That's 2 picks for the Tracer, but the res is going to be there. You cannot 1v3 as CIU takes round number 1.
You know, you'd think that the CIU Rams, with the comp that they're running, it's really about playing slow and playing for poke, right? You just kind of hang around, you use the Wrecking Ball and the Tracer as sort of distractions to discombobulate the other team while you make it so... discombobulate the other team while Zest gets up in the air and gets picks. Zest is playing a very aggressive Pharah right now, and is able to get picks incredibly quickly, probably faster than Kaseki and Benji can even like set up dives. But we are going to be seeing a change here from CIU as we head on to downtown. Not quite as much open space here, still a bit. You could make Pharah work, but CIU are going to opt to run for the Sombra instead, with a very high-powered but potentially vulnerable support line with the Ana Zen.
Yeah, that's what I'm really worried about here. If Jeffy can get good dive into the back line with, say, Revan, that backline can be very exposed, and there it is. How's your day's already down and out of the fight. Winter follows quickly afterwards. I think this has got to be something they change up here, dividing.
Yeah, you simply cannot live, especially when Jeffy is just going to be jumping in on top of you immediately. And yes, this is going to be the swap up. So now you have the protective Suzu from How's Your Day on the Kiriko, and then Winter is going to be able to be a lot more maneuverable on the Mercy, being able to Guardian Angel away if you are under any pressure. And in fact, you go right back onto the Pharah. I think they thought something else was coming up from Oklahoma, but since it's Tracer Sombra still, you think, okay, free value for the Pharah.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that everyone realized Jeffy did get technically 4 picks in that last fight. Didn't highlight it, but it's huge coming in for the Doomfist. But Benji coming back into the fight, trying to maybe outdo Jeffy there. Already found 3 picks in this fight, looking for more. Zest takes Revan's the elimination onto Revan, and Lugo as CIU comes back strong.
It's just too much for Oklahoma to be able to deal with. You've got Benji from the side, you've got Kiseki from the front, Zest from up top. There's just so many different damage sources coming from so many different spots, and the target prioritization in that replay was insane. How they all just turned and focused on the same person at the same time, and it's just so difficult to live.
Yeah, it really is. As Jeffy is going to come back in here with a nice pick onto Benji, but it's still not really getting them anywhere. But hey, with that D-Mech as well, it's looking a lot better now for University of Oklahoma. But the Mirage coming out, finding 2. The DPS gone, but Jeffy is just still doing so much work on this Doomfist right now, but you can't really feel with the Pharah and the Scarlet, but the beat is there. The Pulse Bomb comes out, takes out Jeffy in the end. It still
Here
seems
comes the EMP.
like CIU are going to be able to hold on, but the EMP is available, like you said, but I don't think they're going to use it quite yet.
Nope. You could have to try and do it a little bit, try and contest a little bit longer, but since the point did flip over, Oklahoma decides we're going to hang on, especially because How's Your Day and Winter both have their support ultimates available, so if you're able to cash out with the EMP and take out those supports before they can use it, that would be massive.
It really would, as Wobbly looking for the opportunity to use it, but hey, they've already found Benji in this fight, and that Tracer 1v1. The EMP comes out, connects to Zest, but the Suzu is there to keep him up and back into the sky. The healing's there, the Kitsune rushes coming on the board. The self-destruct not finding anything. It's an ult fiesta dividing, but who's gonna come out on top? It still seems like CIU have the upper hand. They haven't lost anyone, and taking that pick onto Quinn is huge. That's so much healing now gone, and the rest of CIU are gonna be able to capitalize on the loss of the Kiriko as the barrage finishes things out. Zest with another nice direct. The Pulse Bomb does find them in the end, but the overtime bar is not in their favor as CIU take map number 1.
My goodness. And what I noticed there, it's really easy to look at the composition that CIU are playing and think, oh, this is just individual players popping off. Because one fight, Zest has 3 picks. The next fight, Benji has 3 picks. This is not what we're looking at. We're not looking at individual players, individual gears popping off at certain points. We are looking at a well-oiled machine from CIU. They know how to play this far composition. They know how all of these characters interact with each other extremely well. And when someone is in trouble, everyone turns to help them. We saw at the end of that fight, we saw, I think it was Kiseki, turn around to put a huge defense matrix onto Winter in order to keep that Mercy alive when she was under, I think, 20 health. Keeping that Mercy alive in that situation was absolutely critical, and CIU knew it as well as I did. So I'm actually really impressed to see how well this team has worked together. And unfortunately, it feels like Oklahoma are playing a composition that if you're going to be playing into a Far Mercy, it's really not optimal.
Yeah, I mean, go back to Overwatch 1, what did everyone say? The direct counter to Doomfist was the Pharah, and that's what they're running right now. And without a long-range hit scan like a Cassidy in the lineup, it's not really working well for them. We do have the map picked up.
Yeah, very
coming in.
quick.
Very quick. They want to get this on the road. We're going to Shambhali Monastery here, dividing, and I'm gonna like this.
Actually, I like this a lot from Oklahoma. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, you're all right.
But like I like this a lot from Oklahoma because I think that the geometry of this map and the meta of this map automatically discourages the Pharah because it is very sniper focused. Like on point A, you have that nice high ground that looks all the way down into the attacker's spawn. So Widowmaker, Ashe, Hanzo gets a bunch of free value. Because of that, often you end up pairing a Sigma with that, which means you're able to use that extremely flexible shield, put that Sigma shield into the sky, block the sight lines for the Pharah if that is how CIU decides to go. I think this is a really good opportunity to see the Rams go on to a non-Far Mercy comp and see if they will have the same level of success.
Yeah, I do also like this map for Ramatra as well. I feel like
For sure.
it's-
I mean, it's its own land.
Yeah, I mean, of course. But I do. I feel like it's going to be a toss-up between the Ramatra or the Sigma. What these two tank players decide to come out on. But other than that, like you said, probably going to see some long-range hit scan. Probably seeing some Sojourn, maybe a Tracer as well. But I mean, we can only guess. We have to see when we head into the map.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? I think if I'm guessing on how Oklahoma want to play it because of how they decided to go for this map extremely quickly, I think they are doing it as a sort of Pharah deterrent. So I wouldn't be shocked to see the Sigma come out from them. That being said, then maybe in retaliation, CIU goes for the Ramatra because you've got a lot of really good, like the pummels from the Nemesis form on the Ramatra, they go through shields. So all of a sudden, the effectiveness of the Sigma shield becomes very much less.
Well, we'll have to check here in 15 seconds when they decide what heroes they're going to be picking. We obviously know Oklahoma is a lot quicker because they have to get to the spawn of CIU, but so we'll see here as they're going to be coming in, and at the moment they're on the Diva, interestingly enough.
Yeah, I mean, this is also a really good for against a Pharah because you're able to use the defense matrix, eat up as many of those missiles as you can. I'm a little surprised. It seems like Oklahoma are still going for the brawl-ish like type of comp. That seems to be where they are comfortable, but the Diva and also the Cassidy, I think, are two key adjustments that they're making. Even the Baptiste, because the Baptiste is hit scan, to try and take Zest out of the sky. And CIU, it looks like they are acknowledging that and they're going to do that, and they are respecting it. Zest is going to be on the Hanzo this time around, but you do still have the Discord Orb from Winter, which could be brutal if that target prioritization is as good as it was on map 1.
It should be, as we're going to be taking this fight early on. Wobbly trying to get into the backline there on the Sombra, trying to hack up Winter. That's gotta be that priority for him here. Still no picks coming in, but yeah, there. See, we see Wobbly looking. The Silent Assassin trying to take Winter out. Oh my goodness, the peel from Benji was incredible, taking Wobbly down immediately right as they decloak before Winter can go down. That's going to be huge, but Revan's going to turn it around, but losing Jeffy's tank form is going to not be good at all. That's a lot of frontline damage being not being mitigated, as it's still, though, being really drawn up, and it looks like CIU have to back up.
I mean, yeah, Benji got taken out, and with that goes a lot of your DPS, so you gotta back up. You know that your spawn point is closer, so you're gonna be able to come back in as 5 a lot faster than Oklahoma is gonna be able to be in. That's why we see Oklahoma backing up now. A little bit of a game of chicken, who's gonna step on the payload next, but as we get back into it, keep an eye on Kaseki, who's getting up very close to that gravitic flux, or Revan, who's getting very close to dead.
Yeah, Deadeye, both things are coming up soon. But speaking of Kiseki, who's super low, they are going to keep him up and healthy thanks to that immortality field. But still, they're making slow and steady progress. And like we know for the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady wins the race. But they're going to have to walk into this Ant Matrix coming in. It's a lot of damage coming through, and Wobbly uses it to their benefit, taking How's Your Day down, as it's still looking good for University of Oklahoma at the moment as CIU's backing up.
Yeah, now all of a sudden, this actually kind of favors Oklahoma because we pushed up so far. The spawn point of CIU is now pretty far away from the fight proper, and Woobly taking out Zeth with a headshot is massive. That's going to allow Oklahoma to push in. They could use some of these ultimates if they want to, but they really don't have to. I think you probably just save the Diva Bomb, you save the beat for when Columbia comes back in as a 5, because they also have 4 ultimates coming up here.
Yeah, they're gonna be close to all of them in this mid fight, but another nice shot. Winter down, who had the Transcendence available. That would have been huge for something like the Dragon Strike that Wobbly will have up in this fight, as it's another clean fight for University of Oklahoma. The self-destruct was used, but other than that, they keep all the ultimates that they had.
And now all of a sudden, CIU, that clock pressure, tick, 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 is going to keep on constricting on them. This is, if they're going to get it, it's going to be now, though. Get Kiseki that last 7% to the Gravitic Flux. Make sure it catches Lugo so that you're forced to use the beat to keep yourself alive. And then disengage with every other ultimate. At this point, it doesn't matter. You've got to get... Whoa!
They might not
Nasty.
They might not even need the ultimates now. They are going to use Wobbly's Dragon Strike to try to change the tide of this fight. The Transcendence coming out as well. But again, they're not going to need the other ultimates here dividing. They've got Kiseki found that pick onto Wobbly. The Deneen coming in up the Jeffy as well. They saved 3 ultimates for these next couple of fights.
That is absolutely massive. I mean, this is why we see Hanzo so much right now in Overwatch, because those one-shot potentials, and Hanzo's actually so much more mobile now. It was just a 1 second decrease to the cooldown of the lunge, but that really makes a big difference in being able to get in and out of cover when necessary. And those one shots, we just saw it from Zeth, how it just completely turns the tide of a fight.
Yeah, and they're trying to change things up again. University of Oklahoma Wobbly back over to the Sombra here. They've got to try to change things up, and it's going to be hard. We saw the peel that they had with the
punched out.
Nice plays coming in from Jeffy. That could have been a huge Gravitic Flux coming out from them, but it's canceled thanks to the rocket punch. But Jeffy going down in the end, though, so it's still looking good for CIU. They're continuing to push this truck a bit further.
And actually, all of a sudden, this could be a very quick point B take from CIU, which is actually pretty tough because you're constantly playing on the low ground as you are kind of going up the tunnels. But now, being able to get an extra 90 seconds on the clock would be massive.
That was a huge sound barrier coming in from Lugo. Jeffy was at 60 HP, trying to keep them up. The stick with the magnetic bomb is there. Not going to take them down, but Revan so low. Gonna get healed back up. They've got to figure something out. The hack comes through. How's Your Day is gone. It's a huge priority pick coming in from University of Oklahoma. Now they can capitalize and go in onto the rest of CIU to stop this cart progress and get it down to a minute.
Yeah, and again, because the spawn is so far away for CIU, oh man, they're swapping everything, Josh. They are going for full, just like old school brawl right now, which is great going into this comp, but you have to be extremely careful of the flankers. Woobly and now Revan going on to the Tracer is going to be constantly poking on that backline, and you have no ultimates to work with the EMP coming up in 5 seconds from Woobly.
Yeah, this is not looking good for them right now. The Maywell coming out, the immortality field already burned thanks to that rocket punch as the EMP connects to 2. Can they capitalize on it? It's not looking good. Revan went down in the midst of it, but the Kiseki goes quickly afterwards thanks to this Ant Matrix that was popped by Quinn. but it's anyone's point dividing. They haven't found anything, and Winter finding another priority pick coming in. Jeffy's gone out of this fight. Benji finding another one as well. Quinn is gone at the 11th hour. CIU continue their triumphant push towards the end.
By the skin of their teeth, the Rams continue forward, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed by the line of sight there from CIU. It would be really easy for a team to just panic and full commit to the cart with the time running out, but they knew with all of the ultimates coming out, they were much better just hiding behind that wall, staying away from Woobly and that Sombra as much as possible, and with that, they have another minute to get as far as they can.
Yeah, and that's a lot about just knowing your maps, knowing what you can do and how you can get there quickly. But we have a swap over to the Ramatra there. The Blizzard coming out from Zest as well, locking up no one, I don't believe, as the rocket or the meteor strike comes out from Jeff. He finds Benji. It looks good for University of Oklahoma at the moment. They're gonna find all the picks they need to hold on here, and it's looking really close. 30 seconds to go, but Wadley has that EMP.
EMP is back up, but I will say the EMPs have not been very effective so far. Columbia International have been doing a really good job of just being able to sustain through those EMPs. They're not hacked up for very long in the Overwatch 2 version of the Ultimate. This has to be big, though. It's really the only Ultimate on the board for either team at the moment.
Yeah, they are going to get that Kitsune rush late in the fight, but Zest has already found Revan. They found 3. They need to have the follow-up, but no one's there. They've already lost Revan, and Jeffy can only do so much with the nerf to Doofus power going into Overwatch 2, but hey, maybe he's done enough. Jeffy's found 2, but there's still so many people left for CIU. This meteor strike on point. Benji's gone down. The charge coming out. Jeffy's so low. They get only one man can only do so much as they continue their push of the cart.
Jeffy tried so hard. The heroics from the Doomfist player, not quite enough, but it does mean there's only a couple members of CIU that have to stay on the point to keep it moving. We are in overtime. You cannot get off, and the Kitsune rush could be what they need to finally power through.
Yeah, but the Amp Matrix in response, and it's going to be so much damage in response, and it's working out. The DPS are gone. The tank is gone. CIU at the 11th hour yet again, Devin. They're able to complete the map.
That is insane. Overall team play from CIU, not crumbling under the pressure of the timer, which is so difficult, especially to do earlier on in like your competitive career. It's so easy to be like, oh my gosh, we have 30 seconds left. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? They stayed calm. They kept focused, and through overtime after overtime fight, they continued to come up clutch and win when they needed to. I just wish that Oklahoma were a little bit faster. It seemed like they had an opportunity when they had the EMP and nothing else was there, but they spent too much time trying to set up the perfect EMP that by the time they were there, CIU had already gotten a pick.
Really, the ultimate they would have needed to get is a Winter, how's your day in that EMP, and focus them down immediately.
Exactly.
And we're talking about a completely different map here. This could have been done at first point. In retrospect, but now they're having to deal with getting all 3 points on the board. They did get them to overtime, but it doesn't matter. It's still it's escort, so they still have that extra time. But right now, it's going to be looking difficult for University of Oklahoma right now.
I think we're going to have a little bit of a spawn camp action from CIU. As soon as those doors open, I'm expecting How's Your Day to use the speed boost. They're going to run through that house as quickly as possible and just try and intercept the Sooners as soon as they walk out of spawn. No, they're not going to do that. They have opted to just kind of stay at the corner, though. So how long before Oklahoma realizes what's going on? What are they going to do about it?
Yeah, they've got to figure it out now. We've got the forehead cam on Kaseki here. They had to point it out. But other than that, They're in the fight right now, looking to find this first pick. Can Wobbly get this priority hack onto someone like Winter or How's Your Day? And there it is.
Yep.
They are going to get it, but can they get the follow-up? No, the peel is just too intense for CIU. They keep them up and healthy, and they're not able to find that pick as they're going to have to back out.
Yeah, back out indeed, but right back in goes Jeffy J, and you do have 70% to that Meteor Strike already, but who's closer but Winter, the player that Woobly wants to take out so badly, already has that amplification matrix available. The closest things on the other side are maybe the Meteor Strike, and you do have the Pulse Bomb coming up in just a moment, but now you see the confidence start to build up from the Rams as they start to roam out into open space saying, daring even Oklahoma to come and get them.
Yeah, and they had to wait a little bit longer. Quinn got picked by How's Your Day there, and now they have to, that's going to buy them some more time. It's going to be 2:30 when this fight really breaks out, and they have to get something now as they're going to come in with the Meteor Strike, looking for anything, looking for something, but they can't find it. Zest has already found 2 in the fight, and then the rest of CIU are able to capitalize and find the rest of the picks they need as it's continuing. The CIU is dwindling the clock of University of Oklahoma.
I really hope Revan is switching there, because you use the Pulse Bomb there when, okay, yes, you do swap onto the Cassidy, thank goodness. So you do see a couple swaps here. You're going to swap onto the Ramatra, like you said. Still a very good pick here because those pummels will go through the shield of Kiseki. So when you switch on the Nemesis form, watch out.
Yeah, as the hack coming in from Wobbly, they're trying to build up to the ZMP. They have it available now. The Shatter has come out. I don't think it connected to anyone, though. The Blizzard there as well from Zest to lock them all up, and that's going to be what you needed. In the end, CIU yet again holding on.
They continue to hold on as we go under 90 seconds on the time bank, and really this cart has not moved much at all. Even if Oklahoma is able to win this next fight with the EMP, with the beat coming up, even if that happens, they still have to win 2, maybe even 3 fights if CIU makes it quick in order to just make it to point A.
Yeah, there's the EMP is going to be huge, though. That's the one they wanted. The Sound Bear going to keep Benji and Zest up for the time being, but when everyone else is gone, it's not really going to matter in the long run as the team kill gong sounds, as they're able to hold on to that beat as well. And they're also coming up to ultimates here as more ultimates.
All of a sudden, okay, this is big. I thought that you might have ended up committing the beat there just to make sure, but because Lugo holds on to it, that is a massive defensive tool that you can use whenever you feel like you're in danger. And like you said, that Annihilation, the Amp Matrix. Oh, okay, not the Amp Matrix. Sorry, I've cast a curse to you.
Yeah, they're going to have to reset immediately. They cannot have any staggers as if they lose anyone late in this fight, it's last fight territory. They're going to pump everything into this dividing.
You have to. You're going to have, now you're definitely going to have the Amp Matrix. You have the beat, the Annihilation, and the Deadeye. 4 ultimates here from Oklahoma. Theoretically, especially with just the Deadeye on the other side, that should be enough to get that last little bit to point A, but it's going to be all about execution.
Yeah, look for this Annihilation to be the go sign for them. There it comes out. The Deadeye in response from Benji could be massive. They have to stay around and on the cart. Can they get it? No, they do not get it, and the Annihilation goes down. No picks coming out from that either. But Kiseki is out of the fight now thanks to Wobbly's hack. I think they're going to be able to get it. No, they're going to come back at the 11th hour, and the Blizzard is on the point, and I think that's really going to be about it. Zest finds Quinn. It's just Jeffy J at the point, as that is going to be it. CIU take the map and the series and move on in the winner's bracket.
What a game overall from both of these squads. A lot of picking and counter picking going on. That's that's kind of the fascinating stuff that I love to see about Overwatch. But at the end of the day, Columbia International University, they repeat the 2-0 victory that they got in the qualifier matches, and I gotta say, really, really impressed by their ability to stay composed under pressure. Like we mentioned, that Shambali match could have so easily stopped at point A. We could have only seen point A throughout that entire map, and in that case, Oklahoma would have a fantastic chance, but through overtime fight after overtime fight, CIU came up clutch when they needed it most, and unfortunately, Oklahoma just couldn't quite do the same.
Yeah, and I think with that clutch factor that we're seeing from CIU, they've got to be my dark horse here.
Yeah.
Come in, maybe even take down Maryville. That's a tall
That's
order.
a tall order
That's
for
a tall
anyone.
order to ask, but that could be the possibility with that clutchness that we're seeing from them. That could be in the cards for later down in the bracket. And let's actually take a look at the bracket here if we can. To see how things went on as we start waiting to see what happened between Converse and Cincinnati Red. But we got the win from Ball State taking Ohio State, so they're going to be facing against Miami University. And other than that, that's the real change. The losers bracket is there as well. We've got the matchups almost all set there for you as well. As I'm excited to see that Blinn College versus Tennessee Tech game. Two Council Bros on that team, both of those teams for me. I'm excited to see how those two end up. But other than that, Dividing, I think that's about it from us. Do you have anything else to say?
Nah, I mean, this is only the start of what is going to be an incredible weekend of matches, so make sure to stay tuned because as we start getting further along in the bracket, it's only going to get better and better.
So we're going to head to a short little break. Do not go anywhere. More Overwatch action right after this.
All right, everybody, we are back for our next match. Oklahoma going down 2-0. And I'm excited for this one. So, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in again. I'm excited to be casting. It's been a great set of games so far. If we could pull up the bracket real quick to give you guys a little bit of an update about what is going on. Maryville is going to be playing Ohio State Scarlet, who made a great run in the tournament last year. Yep. We have CIU is going to take on LSU. Converse versus UK, and Ball State versus Miami, Ohio, who Miami, Ohio, we have not gotten to see yet because, again, they got the bye in the first round because of Northeastern not being able to attend. Now, it looks like... what do we have here in the losers bracket? We have Tennessee Tech versus Blinn. Oklahoma is going to be taking on the University of South Florida. UC Red's going to be taking on Kennesaw. And Ohio State Gray looks like they advanced because of the bye for Northeastern University. So, I mean, I would say there haven't been any crazy upsets. I mean, maybe Oklahoma losing is a bit of a surprise to some people, considering how well they played here last year. But, again, you know, how crazy would it be we ended up seeing a Kennesaw-Oklahoma rematch in the losers bracket 1 year later from when they had the crazy series last year.
Absolutely. It'd be so cool. And one of the things I really like that we've seen so far is the diversity of comps.
Yeah.
So we saw a lot of different comps coming from the UK Kennesaw State game. And in the last game, we had like Farah. Mm-hmm. Like ball Farah, like actual Farah, real life, like getting played. Mm-hmm. And it rolled. Maybe that's like partially not like being flexible from Oklahoma to like swap their comp, but it was still like working really well. Seeing Doomfist, seeing Ryan, seeing Ram. I mean, there's just been so much, and that's what you almost can say is like a great meta. You know what I mean? Is like where a bunch of different stuff is viable in different scenarios. They all counter each other in interesting ways. Yeah. So, great job to the balance team. Let's hopefully keep it up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So.
Wow, look at those stats.
Look at those stats. Look at that stat line, you know.
I thought that said 54,000 damage per 10. I was
yeah.
like, I'm not sure that's possible.
Not sure that's right. That's right. So 12 limbs per 10, 5.4k damage per 10. So yeah, I'm honestly, here's the thing. Like, I would not count Oklahoma out, man. They showed it last year. And I really, honestly, I'm really hoping to see that rematch. Imagine. That's a rivalry brewing. Kennesaw, Oklahoma. We're obviously welcoming them to the SEC. I believe, is that next year or is that... When does Oklahoma join the SEC? It's 2024, correct? So 2 years.
Yeah.
No, next year. That's next year.
No, it's this upcoming
It's fall
year.
semester of...
Yeah, the only sport that does not start, the Oklahoma and Texas don't join, is football until next year.
Okay,
but
so next fall of 2023, Oklahoma and Texas will be in the SEC.
No, 2024.
2024. So we have the fall, so about a year and a half from now.
Yes, but only football. 2024 is only football. 2023 is everything else.
So this year is everything else.
Yes, and 2024 is football.
Okay, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I got you. Okay, no, you're good. You're good.
This is like the 0 hours sleep in like 24 hours.
Yeah, no, we're good. Okay, so yeah, but we'll be welcoming them to the SEC, and obviously, you know, something that I would love to see happen is an Overwatch SEC tournament.
That'd be amazing. Right?
That's something the universities speak and they can understand. I mean, you know, we all know who's going to be trying to win it, but I will say, you know,
Tennessee.
It's going to be. Just want to say, who let the Volunteers come in here and win a Rocket League tournament?
We got some questions.
Who let that happen? Okay,
Starting an
Unacceptable.
investigation.
Unacceptable. We can't lose to those Vols. So I mean, we'll take them on Overwatch. So that's fine. But regardless, our next match. I'm actually not sure who our next match is going to be because the bracket's just now updated. It looks like we're going to have Blinn versus Tennessee Tech, losers bracket round 1. This is the first elimination game. Everything on the line.
Everything's on the line.
So I mean, Tennessee Tech from Cooksville, right? Let them cook, right? Had a couple players come from Console. Gage is the dude's middle name, right? Good old Gage. I got to interview him. Talked to him a little bit yesterday. Got coached by Worth, who I was on the SVB podcast with. So I'm excited to see them play. I think they were a brawl team, if I'm not mistaken. So I expect to see some brawl, maybe some Ram brawl too, maybe some Ryan brawl. We'll see. I will say I'm very happy to see different like variations of these comps come out. It's been a lot of fun to see. So again, with everything on the line, this is when a lot of like teams can step up. The pounding moments in your chest that make you want to come to these tournaments. This is when those legends are made, right? And I can tell you from going to my fair share of lands, I mean, starting out in the Fusion Showcase in 2018, it was crazy out there in Philadelphia, right? The Too Many Games Con, went back again.
Picked you up at midnight from
Picked you up at
Cincinnati.
midnight because my flight got canceled in Cincinnati, so Blake had to pick me up.
I get a call at like 11 o'clock, like, hey, can you come pick me up?
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a half from Lexington. And I'm like,
You and
Yeah, I
Cole
got
made the
you.
trip.
Yeah,
You
I'm like,
and Cole
I
made
got
the
you, I
trip.
got you.
And we just, because that was back when you guys would just love to listen to music and chill on mic chat. I'm sure remembers Cole Terrell, the legend.
Yep.
But yeah, so either way, I think players are now heading into lobby. Again, I'm expecting to see quite a bit of rush from Tennessee Tech, kind of like they talked about. And now here's the thing. We don't really know how good Tennessee Tech is because they played Maryville in the first round. Right?
True.
So, like, these guys could end up being one of the better teams in the tournament, but they just got unlucky in their draw of Maryville in round 1. So, they could come out guns blazing. It's a little bit of a wild card, right? So, I mean, we'll see what ends up happening here. We'll see. But either way, again, I want to give a quick shout out to UPS Jobs, who helped build the facility here. They helped donate a lot of money, so we were very thankful to them and anything that they contributed to building our Cornerstone Lounge here, which is I honestly think it's the best facility, in this side of the country.
Yeah,
personally.
absolutely.
Honestly, maybe collectively in the country, you don't have any, big facilities that are right in the middle of downtown campus. So, we really appreciate UPS Jobs, and make sure you play to win. UPSJobsKY.com. Check it out. UPSJobsKY.com. Again, for all you guys at home, check it out. So big shout out to them. Thank you guys so much. We're happy to bring the heat for you guys, as I'm sure you do for anybody that's out there looking for jobs. So
Absolutely, and sponsors like that are how these things happen. Investment into esports, and it's awesome. It's awesome, dude. So, what do you think? After like seeing what we've seen so far, what do you think are like the more dominant compositions? Like now that we've seen kind of a lot of different compositions play each other.
Depends on the skill set, right? Like I think for the level of play we're at, Rush is very good because it's very it's very straightforward and one-dimensional, right? Like the poke comps and like the angle taking and stuff that require like more flanks and team synergy and timing are generally a higher degree of difficulty, so you see those at higher levels of play. But even then, like I still think we're seeing a lot of Rush just be strong in general. So it really just kind of depends on the situation. But I think Rush is just very easy. It's a much easier comp to pick up. It does have like a very high peak, but I don't know. We did see some pharmacy comps come out. I will say, well, it depends.
It really depends. Pharmacy is so risky, but when it works, it destroys teams. Like but you have to. That's the thing. A lot of these things are knowledge games. That's one of the cool things about Overwatch. As more and more heroes have been added, like you have to have answers. Like unless there's a GOATS level OP comp. Like they literally can beat anything just by existing. You have to know why. Wait, why does Bastion Brawl lose to Hanzo? You know what I mean? Why does when you're facing a good pharmacy team playing Sombra Tracer, what do you have to switch there? What are the minimal amount of switches you have to make to beat that? And knowing what play style like on Lijiang, we watched Inanna walk bridge against Afara and almost get booped off the map. And not a lot of times you do just get booped off the map. You have to game knowledge is such an important part. It's the things you don't automatically see if you're just a casual viewer.
Yeah.
Right? I guess it is our job to kind of point those things out. But I think
small things. There's always potential to make a play. Yeah. And I think that's that's been a thing with almost any comp that we've seen today. Like there's been so many like in the UK Kennesaw match, like there were so many fights that were just back forth, where like 3 people dying on each side, and it's a 1v1 on the point, right? It's like, it's like you're playing S&D almost back in the day on Modern Warfare 2, and there's just one guy out there trying to trick shot each other. In this case, freeze each other as May or Bash and Tank Form and Magjack clutching up, and or even it was the same way in the OU. Like, I'm going to keep talking about the OU Kennesaw losers bracket run last year, because that was one of the most fun series I've ever casted.
Yep.
And the fact that it might happen again, that is a rivalry being created in front of your face, and it's just very fun to see that happen. So
absolutely.
I'm hoping
Actually, can we, if we're not going to the game soon, can we pull up the losers bracket? I just want to see
I
want to
see what would have to happen in order for that match to come up. So okay, they'd have to get to like pretty far in the losers. They're on opposing sides.
They'd have to basically get to the very end.
They'd have to basically get to the very
which
end.
Is possible.
Which is doable.
This is the thing. It's possible, but one of these teams is going to have to be Converse. Because Converse
this is losers bracket, right? Like, they'd have to either beat us or Converse, because we would end up.
I think we're on the bottom side.
It would be in the next side, so they'd have to. Yeah, it'll be tough.
We actually may get a rematch. UK might get a rematch with Kennesaw.
That could happen. Yeah, that could happen. I almost wish we had flipped the bracket so that we could see like different teams playing each other throughout the time. But rematches, I'm always down for it too as well. So yeah, this is it's looking interesting. Anything could really happen here. That north side of the bracket is looking that's looking juicy over there, because you never really know what can happen. Again, like there's a couple wild card teams over there that can make anything happen. Oklahoma definitely being one of them. Again, Tennessee Tech, who we're about to see right now, we're going to have to make a statement in this next match against Blinn, which, by the way, where is Blinn in the power rankings? That's apparently the
that
name.
Is, yes. Where are they in the power rankings?
Where are they in the power rankings? Listen, my man Kyle, I think his name was trying to make a name for himself on the Twitter.com, which I can always respect as a fellow pot stirrer. But yeah, so I'm excited though, as both teams are now getting into the lobby. We're just kind of organizing things and making sure that everybody's ready to roll. And it looks like map 1 is going to be good old Lijiang Tower. Again, best KOF map in my opinion. I just love Lijiang. So we're going to go, never mind, we're going to Nepal. It's just defaulted onto Lijiang in the lobby. So we're going to Nepal, which we have not gotten a chance to cast yet.
Nope.
Then if we go to map 3, it will be push. Can we play 2CP? I'm just kidding. I don't think anybody wants that. There's Blinn. They're ready to roll. Dude's chugging that gallon of water. He's ready.
Look at those biceps. This man's
Side to us, bro?
His man's about to
is that side to over there, bro?
Look
Look at this dude on the left, bro. What is look at him, man?
I love it.
Yo, it's Ezio Auditore. He's ready to assassinate some people in this game, man. And oh my goodness. So there's Tennessee Tech. We'll see if they're ready. They're ready to cook. They are from Cookville. So listen, if you're from Cookville and you can't cook, I'm not sure what's really going on.
They have a weird nickname.
Mikey.
I can't remember.
Look at Mikey. Look at that kid. Oh my goodness gracious.
Nickname?
Okay, so let's see here. Now, what's the thing here? Because they've talked about playing Rush. I did an interview with them yesterday, and they talked about playing that Rush comp. If you're there, look at them, juicing each other out. That's a captain right there, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's the leadership that you need, especially in this elim bracket. But do you mix it up if you started losing like that? That's the big thing. Is that a lot of teams catch themselves in this trap where it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna switch, because we're losing. Like UK did that with the Rush comp, and they almost got stuffed on Shambali, which is just a brutal rotation up those high grounds, right?
I think it depends on a couple things. So one is, okay, what did you lose to?
Yeah.
So if you lost to something, and also what are you going to play against? If you are getting smashed by something you believe you should beat, like compositionally, you probably should change. And if you got in which one? Did Tennessee Tech play Maryville?
Yeah.
So it's like, for them, it's like, okay, like legitimately you were never going to beat them. So you almost maybe just have to throw that match out the window. Or maybe you even use that match as a testing ground.
Yeah.
So I would just toss that out the window. So for them, it's actually even harder for them, because at least for Blinn, it's like, okay, we know why we lost. We were probably facing a team relatively as good as us, and so they can make those changes. But for Tennessee, it's this skill differential is just so gigantic.
You can't get in your own head about compositions there. So looks like we are about see if everybody's readied up and ready to roll. Let's get to our first elimination match. Who is going home first that actually made it to the tournament? Northeastern, we're still with you. Hopefully, looking forward to seeing you maybe in the fall. If we get to do another one of these in the fall. I'm not sure if that's the Governor's Cup or like a big one. I say we do the big boy.
Just keep it going. Just keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling.
Boys. They're the most fun. But okay, it looks like we've got a ready coming out from my boy Gage Chicken over there, right? And we're just waiting on Blinn to give us the go-ahead. And it looks like they're not ready yet. We'll see. We'll give it a minute. We'll give it a minute here. But yeah, I mean, looks like they're about to be ready. If anyone likes bread here, let me know. I love bread. It says chicken.
What are we doing?
All right, looks like they're ready. So we're going to head into the game here again, live from the Cornerstone facility here in Lexington. You see the city in the background. This is a live feed. That's not green screen, by the way. Like, we put the green screen up. So UK's open football practices today, which is why you're going to see a lot of traffic down by Kroger Field. Commonwealth Stadium. I'm taking us back, man. I'm taking us back.
Never forget. Never forget.
Oh, man. So Nepal time. Now, what do you expect to see on Nepal? I mean, we are in Sanctum, so you could play rush or poke here, depending on what your team is. I mean, I'm wondering what team's going to, I was going to say what team's going to go hog. It's definitely going to be Maryville. I just hope it's not Juby on hog.
Whoa!
So we get a double flex support comp coming
I
out
think the
from Blinn.
Torb is interesting. The Torb on this specific point, once again,
They're expecting monkey comp. That's why. They're expecting this monkey Kiri rush from Tennessee Tech.
Clearly know each other.
These teams clearly are expecting it. Now, the question is, the big thing for Blinn is they're going to have to be able to rotate their supports and get big value on the nade to be able to catch their dive. Like, if Sweat gets some big shotgun shots onto Chicken, they can make it work. But we're going to see the Lucio Kiri come out. Here we go, our first elimination match of the LAN on Sanctum as Tennessee Tech rolls out on the Winston comp. Tracer Torb. I've never seen that combo before, but I think Torb is a sleeper pick, especially against the monkey, as, again, they're trying to wrap on this left side here. And we'll see what we can actually end up finding is, again, the ball is setting up. Tracers are doing each other on the point. PD comes in. He looks like a pretty big one. The ball is low. They're just trying to check him and force him out. We got good space. The monkey's forced forward. Chicken is going to go down. Again, that's that Tor pick coming in. Just anchoring and frontlining for a double flex support comp. If he can get a turret down and get a lot of value, you just need to save his teammates. Look at that turret just protecting his backline. It's like a third man back there. They cannot let them cap, though. Are they going to let them cap there? They can test the point, have good angles. A nice little headshot on Lucio. The Torb is going crazy on the point. Already 50% to the core, and it's a great setup, catching out Chicken from Blinn to get that double flex support comp to work.
Absolutely, and these are like the important swaps you make in a 3-map series. Just that one extra pick, like, wait, they were in a Winston. It's really hard for the Tracer to get behind, and it's not like they have a Zen to keep the heals on the Tracer. So what if we throw a Torb just right next to our backline, help them protect themselves?
Now we'll see as the ball goes in, looking for that big PD. He's going to look to get it. Yeah, so just kind of get out quickly there, looking for a setup, gonna roll through again, get a bunch of ult charge. He should be closing up on the mines at 83%.
Just keep delaying, keep delaying.
Yeah, they just got plenty of time. Again, with this double flexible comp, you can just play your time. That's a risky jumper in the Winston. He is gonna be able to back out here, wait for his team. The Torp turret's just gonna be lighting him up as they're gonna try to build kits today. They're 80%. They just need to play slow and wait for that kit today before they make any big plays with the Zen. He's gonna push up aggressively, get a great set of the pulse bomb comes out, gets kicked away. Hugs gets a kill onto iCarly. And oh my goodness gracious, and that's going to be enough for Tennessee Tech, who are just getting the bottom half of the big support comp here. But the Torb is going to die late. Lumo gets a nice stagger, but unfortunately staggers himself, making that kill kind of useless as Tracer's going to have to recall out. And now here's the problem. Blinn has some big ults, as you do see the Diva swap come out from Chicken.
Blinn with all 5 ultimates. This is really, really tough. They're playing so well, and I just think that Tennessee Tech is just not moving together as a team fast enough. They really need to rotate. Oh, that's a great opening pick, though.
Yeah, big opening pick onto the Tracer. Might give them an opportunity here with ult. If they can Kitsune to point, maybe flip it and force the minefield there. Is there the Kitsune to point, like we kind of talked about. Molkor gets popped. He's going to try to force the Trank, DM the heals. Can't quite get anything, but Knuckle Bunny gets the Tracer again, and Chicken's going to get DMAC. And that's going to be really bad if you're Tennessee Tech. Like I mean, again, losing that first fight against double flex support is brutal on rush because they can just hold you and hold you and hold you. And you use your Kitsune. They save both support ults, but they did have to use both zoning ults with mines and core.
This beat is going to have to be perfect. It's going to have to be a defensive beat. They cannot use it offensively.
Really? Oh! Forgetting something. Okay. What am I forgetting here?
Wait.
I'm blanking out here.
Okay,
What's
that was a little tough. Okay, so here's
Oh, we
the
forgot the point. That's what we forgot. We
Oh,
forgot the
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Damn.
I thought it was like COD. I thought this was Call of Duty.
Listen, it's unlucky. A little bit late. I don't think the Tracer had set up for the touch, but again, that's why losing that first fight is so tough. And I will say, that is the worst map for Rush right there. So this map going to be much better. No shot they come out on Doomfist. Yeah, get back on Reinhardt. No way. I expect to see no Doomfist here today.
No, there needs to be much more movement from Tennessee Tech together. With this though, they should be playing from the outside. They are not going to try to rush in when they see the Sem and the Mei. This is going to be playing more from the outside, slowly poking down the Winston, trying to knock down the turrets that they put on point, and the Tracer and the Sojourn looking from both sides.
It's already set up a nice pin though from the Rhine.
Forced out Suzu already.
They ate the Mei wall already. They're going to be able to not get the kill though, so their supports are going to be able to build that Kitsune up very quickly. But the BAP is way ahead on the window already, but they let them set up on the point. This is risky. Uses the jump to go behind. Not sure if I'm a big fan of that jump because they just need to commit in, and they're just kind of going around the point right now. They're just giving them that free window charge, and you cannot get the point for free. And the bubble's just so far in the back that, you know, they're not even going to be able to contest. And the problem is they're not closing on Kitsune either, so they can't really get anything big as iCarly dies, is dead again. And getting caught out quite a bit. The railgun is up though. Can he get the kill? He cannot. His chicken's going to go down very low and die next. And man, it's just been all Flynn all game.
Absolutely. It's just, to me, it's just the inferior comp. It's a comp that's also a Rush comp that would like to play point, but just against a way, way, way better version of the Rush comp. The only way I can see them trying to play this is you can't actually just meet them on the point. You have to just play slowly, put the bubble down to let your Sojourn get close enough to try to get a railgun shot through. But that's
it's
really
tough on this map. I think they're forcing this comp too much as the window is ready for Hush. We're going to see when he pops it probably very early. The Rhine shield's going very, very low. The Monkey can jump past it, but no, he's not jumping through these walls as the window's there to kill him as well. The pulse is there, but it's not going to get anything as the Rhine is splitting off. He does overextend. Lumo gets the kill. You can turn this to Kitsune if you actually build it in time, but the Kitsune build rate has been very slow. The beat is ready for Knuckle Bunny should they choose to use it, but if I'm Tennessee Tech, I'm engaging here. I'm trying to use this Kitsune early. I'm trying to make something happen here. You've got to go with something, especially when they're down their tank. As there's the overclock coming from the Sojourn. B gets popped in response. Bubbles on the point, a nice little wall to zone them off. Can the Sojourn actually find a kill on the off angle? The Ryan's going to be pitting into the point, looking for something. Can't find it. Has the shatter. Is he going to get anything? His Sojourn goes down, and there's a big entry kill coming in there. Drone gets popped. Is it late? There's the Kitsune again, so late in the fight. Nothing's really going to happen, but Hutch finally dies. Swept gets the kill onto Lucio, though. We're closing out at the end. The Ryan is going to die. Lumo gets the pick. The Blizzard is on the point. The Tracer almost gets caught. Going to get out. The Winston gets frozen. The Sim is on the point with Wall. Is he going to pop it? No. They might not need to, but the point flipped Blake. So Tennessee Tech is at least getting some percentage here, but they're not going to be able to force anything else as the kills do come out. Vader is going to die, but Sweat cleans up the fight well. Oh, no. They get the stall. They're still stalling the point. No way. Hutch is going to get the kill on Robin. Finally, they flip the point.
Finally, they flipped the point, and that was such a tough engage. But as I said, what they need to do is play around the point and wait for the Sojourn to get a pick, and that's exactly what happened. Play around the point, wait for the Sojourn to get a pick. Still have the pulse bomb. They do not have BAP anymore, so stick someone, it kills them. So
Moira swap is definitely beneficial to Tennessee Tech, but they got to make something happen. There's the pulse. It's not going to get anything. Sim is still set up on the point. They've got no other ults, and the Kitsune has been building so slow. Well, the ults all favor Blinn, and I got to say, I think this one's probably going to go Blinn's way unless something crazy happens. The bubble's early. I don't like this bubble placement. I think the bubble placement's been a little bit too far in the back as they... Oh, no!
Oh, man. There wasn't even a wall. It was just a C9.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
That's a tough way to lose a map. That is a tough way to lose a map. Back-to-back C9s. I mean... So here's what I got to say about Tennessee Tech. I would not play that monkey comp. I don't like the... I think the Kiri ult build rate has just been super slow. And I think that you probably just match BAP and play Ryan if you want to play Rush. Because their spacing was off. The bubbles were really far back. They weren't getting on the back line. They weren't aggressing with that comp, which is the only way it can get value. They were scared. They were sucking themselves out. You can't win like that.
I agree. But I don't think you necessarily... Okay, in that matchup and on that point, you can't run it. I think, though, that if that's like their comp, you can run that.
But you just got to play more aggressive, in my opinion.
Yes, but you also have that map for it, and it's what you're playing against. Like, that point is just so built for the Mei Sim.
Yeah.
But if you're playing like
Maybe
Blizzard
you go
World, like,
Farah.
it looks
I think maybe you go Farah instead if you're gonna play like a different comp that's not the Maysim or the Ryan Brawl. Or,
absolutely. But like, look on this one. Like they're gonna play. Like they've chosen Blizzard World. Tennessee's Czech has chosen Blizzard World. I absolutely think you can run that Lucio carry comp, and I think it has a chance of being better than a Ryan Rush comp on Blizzard World. So I think it matches up much more 50-50 for them. It really just comes down to how they play this comp. If I was them, I wouldn't freak out. You made probably some bad choices into comps on the first
it's
two
Koth
maps
as well.
Yeah, it is Koth, and that's not exact. That is very different from how most maps play. So I wouldn't be pushing the panic button too heavily. But right now, in between maps, I would really be having conversations with the team. It's like, okay, if we see this again and we can't get value, what are we swapping to? Like there needs to be a conversation right now happening about that. So if you get crushed on the first fight, you're like, I think we should swap Farah. I think we should play Doomfist. I think we should do just make a change. If you keep running your head into the wall with how they've been losing, this may be a really fast map.
Oh yeah, 100%. So okay, we will see what we do here. We are headed to Blizzard World, right? Round 2, map 2. This is the elimination map for Tennessee Tech, and we'll see. We'll see what we can get going here. Maybe we can let the guys from Cookville cook. Right, hopefully they can cook it up for us.
Oh,
here.
the puns.
Oh man.
Let them cook. So let's see what they come out on.
Hashtag let them
Same
cook.
comp. Okay, I hope to see some more aggressions. We actually see our first Echo pick of the tournament, I believe, right? Is that our first Echo?
Yes, it is. There was a team that was baiting Echo earlier, but then they picked Farah again. So I think from what we've seen on broadcast, it is. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna run it back with their Sojourn Monkey Rush. I'm once again, I'm okay with it. They have a backline that they can dive. The Torb is actually going to be pretty tough, but once again, you have to be having this conversation right now. If we lose, what do we want to swap to? But they have to move. This is all going to be about how they rotate through this map. They cannot just walk main with this comp. They need to find.
They need to actually jump on something to
Yes.
get aggressive. So we'll see as it looks like the Echo pick is staying as a Widow swap comes out, but it's just going to be swapped back to Sojourn is my guess. So we're back on the Sojourn. I think this comp could work, but they need to get aggressive as the Diva is out as well to help this Echo anchor. So here's the question. Can you actually get in? Can you get on the backline or pressure something out? The Torb is going to be a problem. Their supports are actually really close. They're definitely in range, but a bunch of stickies onto the Winston here. Going to get him pretty low. There's kind of again, they're playing this comp like it's poke, right? And they're not aggressive. I really hope to see them get way more aggressive here and try to make something happen. But we'll see if they can actually get in there as the Diva selects front line. I almost want to ignore the Diva. Just go straight for their backline. Your carry can take in. You can answer it. There we go. Finally, there's the aggression.
Oh,
If
we
it
missed
doesn't work, so they're going to be able to anchor under. Winston's going to die. The Echo is going to get 2 with Vader. Making some big plays. And I almost want to swap the Soju into that. Right? Or Vader with the face. Team wipe comes out. And I almost want to see a Sombra or a Cassidy or something that can contest these things a little bit better. As we do see the swap to Ramatra, which is an interesting one. Ramatra Bap. And
I like it a lot more. I like it a lot more than what they had.
If you go Cass. If you go Cass as well, this could be good. But let's see what they actually end up cooking up here. See if they can get a nice little rotation underneath to force these guys out. We'll see, though, as the Nano should be coming up soon for Hush, who's trying to build it up as they do make a nice little rotation, but a huge nade comes out and it gets rough. Bunch of people anti to get Hush with a huge nade. They force the turret out, but they can anchor inside here. But, oh, no, Swept gets the kill onto the Lucio. Now you just got to wipe. Now you just have to wipe and just try to go next. And here's the problem, Blake. The same problem as last time. Look at this Ulticon.
Absolutely, and because of the swaps, unfortunately, Tennessee just doesn't really have a lot of ultimates going to this next fight. A Pulse Bomb could hit and make a big play, but it's going to be really, really tough. They need to probably take some different angles. I would say they have some longer range. They need to first knock out that Torb turret so that the Tracer is able to move around easier. And then they need to be much faster.
He's tossing the bomb in.
Nothing, yeah.
All right, bomb to air. That's actually really bad for Blinn. You want to save those. Don't lose your edge now just because you're able to hold for 2 minutes. There's a lot of time on the clock still. It's a huge nade comes out again from Hutch, who has the Nano. I expect Nano copy maybe here. We'll see her Nano Diva as the amp comes out. As finally Tennessee Tech is trying to close the gap here. The core comes out, breaks the shield very quick. There's 70 to the B. Need to wrap on the right side of the turret. Is going to get iCarly, who's just not been able to get it done on the Tracer yet. He's been getting checked all game, but the Echo goes down with Copy. They're going to have to use Nano here. Both ults coming up. Annihilation on the point as well as the window. The sleep, and the turn's going to wake him up. Oh, but he runs away. He runs away from his ult. Oh, my. Oh, my. He might have been able to get something there. As there's your chance. You have to aggress on the Honor of the Zen here as they're starting to walk in, but the D.Va is going to get 2 big kills on the supports. Gonna get the third. Looking for the third. He does get roughed. The D.Va's gonna get 370 to the bomb. And it really sucks. As Tennessee Tech, they had their opportunity there, but they just stayed stagnant against Poke when they had the chance to close it out.
Absolutely. They will have a chance here. They have the only defensive ult in the game, left in the game, and they also have the Sojourn ult. It's now or never for them. They're gonna. They need, once again, they need to, I like the Cassidy swap also. They need to rotate better against this comp, and they need to, before the fight starts, please attempt to kill the Torb turret.
Yeah, they have to try to get the turret, but it is in a great spot that covers points, so they just need to anchor for the right amount of time as the Molcore is going to be ready. That's a brutal ult to push into as the Lucio dies with beat! This might be it for Tennessee Tech. As the bomb gets popped, it comes down main, looking for a target, gets the Cassidy, and the Molcore is about to be ready for swept. And it's not looking good here as the Ram is going to go down, and this might do it. I actually think, is this series best of or first 2? As Swept going to get 2 more. Here comes the beat. Molcore on the point. Copies out on the Lucio. Can he get the beat in time? I don't think there's enough damage on the point to make it happen. And man, Lynn showing they belong in the power rankings, right?
Absolutely. You know, you lose your first match, you come out firing on your second one. Like, this is where we're, like, this is who we are, this is what we're about. There was just diff. They just got diffed in so many areas.
Yeah, they did. I mean,
but once again, like, this is not, like, if for people that don't know, this tournament is not just, oh, these teams just got to show up. These teams went through a round-robin qualification. These are really, really solid teams. It was really impressive they got here in the first place. So, I mean, once again, it's not actually over yet. It's really tough, really, really tough, because if they get one tick, it's over. But Tennessee, they have a chance. They have a chance here to push it to push.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, so do we know if this series is first to 2 or best of 3? If it's best of 3, it's over. I think it's first to 2 is what it is. Because they draw this map and it's best of 3. The next map.
No, it's first. Like, that's all.
It's got to be first to 2. Yeah, it has to be first to 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you have to pray for a draw here. And the problem is, it's so tough for them because their ult economy has just been very poorly used this whole match, right? So you have to have perfect ult usage here. As here's the thing though, if Blinn gets cocky and goes some bad heroes, they might find themselves in a bad situation.
You never want to be. You never want to.
Everybody's booing because they wanted to play. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna hear the crowd. Wow.
Oh my god. Well, here's our first hog pick of the day. This might be troll, I won't lie. This is a big ego pick, and I've seen teams crumble and make some mistakes, and I can't lie, it'd be pretty funny if they messed up here as the Widow pick is out. Kefri on a Kangol. Ruff gets Hutch, and this is what I'm talking about. Your ego gets a little too big for your britches, and there's 30 seconds on the clock. Oh, well.
Vader return pick.
There's Vader. And that's a better kill, honestly, because it's the main healer that they have. So, Widow looking for targets. They're going to jump in on the Widow. Monkey's going to try to get him. He's not going to bubble, though, as he goes down to 1 HP. The Winston's going to try to jump him. He goes to the shot. Can't quite. Oh, no. Not again. Please, not again. Please touch the point. I'm begging. I beg. Touch the point. As again, Huck's going to get the kill on the iCarly guys again. Please touch the point. All right, nice. So they're on the point. Oh, the Soldier's going to be one. Wrapping it up on the point is Swept. The Winston is back. One shot on the Hog. Not close to the Primal, though, as Akiriko did die earlier. They're going to have to touch here in a second. The clock is ticking, and I believe that is going to do it as Tennessee Tech is going to be the first team to be eliminated from the tournament in the losers bracket as Blinn is going to advance, who honestly just dominated this match.
Absolutely dominated this match, and also, but once again, big ups to Tennessee Tech. You made it all the way through qualifiers to get here. So, like, you are better than many, many, many teams that we didn't even get to see
like
today.
70 teams or something like that.
So once again, thank you for showing out. Really solid. And they did try a bunch of things towards the end. They did try to make some swaps, as we kind of said. They just didn't have the answers in the end. And sometimes that's just going to happen. But really appreciate the coming out. Blinn, that was a strong performance. Like, coming off your loss, like,
absolutely.
once
They
again.
lose in round 1. Can we pull up the bracket real quick before we head to our little 3-hour lunch break? So it looks like UK Converse is going to be happening next, kind of like we talked about. Converse won their game. Could we pull up the who would have been losing? They lost to Ohio State Scarlet, who's going to be taking on Maryville. That should be a good game.
Absolutely, and Blinn, Ohio State Scarlet's really, really good. So we're probably seeing
They
Blinn
almost
much
won
deeper into
last
the
time.
tournament. Yes.
Did they win? No, who won by Converse one? They took Converse the distance. So we'll see. Got some good games coming up after the break, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. We're looking forward to seeing you guys after. Let's go enjoy some good old Kentucky Row.
Let's do it.